practice room that they have down there makes all the difference.
Here's Michigan now with the extra room behind the BC net. Rolled in on Clemenson, and he will cover up. I'll tell you what, I know he's a freshman. I know how cool and calm he is. I don't care. A 20-year-old freshman. Got to be a bit rattled in a title game. We'll see.
He's not about to let anybody come in there without doing something about it.
BC is looking to break right off the bat. Shot from the angle was blocked at the defense. The Boston College on the forecheck. They continue to work hard. Scott Crawford pins his man up against the glass. Bubbensway gets to it and gives off to Crawford. Crawford looks to move it out ahead to center. Able to do so to Mark Kosick. The freshman from Victoria, BC will throw in. Michigan will go for a change as Clemenson fires around the boards and all the way out.
One thing we definitely will not see in this game, and that is the trap. Both of these teams do not like it. They have the skating ability, and especially the quick strike force that I mentioned of Boston College. You've already seen it in the early stages of this hockey game. They love to get the puck, heading at it, and really fly up the ice.
Jeff Koch is sent down hard to the ice. But no problem for Michigan as they wind up, and Scott Metzger moves ahead. Inside the zone, lets it go. Clemenson is stopped, no problem there. And he's in the hockey game. His first real touch of the puck. Back the other way with Jamie O'Leary. O'Leary, drop pass from Martin. Shot. Saved by Turco. Now we'll go the other way. A little coast-to-coast, end-to-end hockey. Pass is picked off by Motto. Good pass for Caulfield. He's in. Shot. Caulfield off a great pass from Motto, and BC draws first blood. 1-0 Boston College.
First goals are so important in sudden death situations. Motto, we talked about before the game started. This guy's got tremendous presence. There is no red line in college hockey, folks. That's why there was not a two-line pass. That was a terrific shot there by Kevin Caulfield, too. Look where he is. Just raises it by the right skate of Turco. Turco looked like he had a good angle on the play. I think he was a little surprised that that one got by him. He made a little bit of a move with that right foot. And Kevin Caulfield, his 9th goal of the season, blows that one by Turco. 1-0 Boston College.
Caulfield from Motto at 4:19, and that's exactly what BC needed to get this partisan crowd into the hockey game, as if they weren't already into it enough. Giveaway in front of the net from Michigan, able to recover, and they'll come away. Here's Bubbensway. He is checked off the play. It's dumped down low. Michigan trying to get possession now as they have 3 players caught deep. But the forecheck works for the time being, and now it goes back out to center.
When we see players get caught deep, we're going to see the defensemen of both teams really get the puck up quickly. We saw that on the goal there by Boston College, so Michigan's going to have to be really aware of that right now.
Offensive rush. Tommy Hayes of Michigan. He spun off the play nicely by Hemingway and draws the approval from the crowd. Johnson's looking to break. He's got the wheels, but the good angle by Mike Van Ryn cut him off.
I wouldn't want to be playing against Brian Johnson tonight. He is so pumped up. This kid is so intense, and with the wheels he has, he's going to put pressure on the Michigan defense every time he has a chance. We've already seen it 2 or 3 times, and we're only a couple of minutes into this.
When we get a chance, we'll look closer at the wheels of Johnson. I believe they're size 5 wheels. That's amazing.
That's true.
That a college student will wear a size 5 skate. We get the whistles. It rolls in on Clemenson. That is not a Marty Turco goal that he just allowed. We mentioned, in case you missed the game on Thursday night, he was brilliant in the shutout of New Hampshire with 19 stops, many of them outstanding. I'm sure that's one he'd like to have back.
Well, for Jerry York and his Boston College team, they're at home basically here in Boston. They have a very deep talent base, both forwards and defense, and they have tremendous enthusiasm. I haven't seen a team like this in quite some time. They are a little bit inexperienced. They've never been here before, but I'll tell you what, from what I see so far in this game, sure doesn't matter.
Face off to the left of Clemenson. It's won by Michigan. They nearly got the shot on goal, but it carries to the corner, and BC looking to break out. Here's Blake Bellafay with the speed. He was right in on Turco there, and it comes up the center. We wondered if the freshman goaltender Clemenson would be rattled. We never figured the senior Turco would be rattled a bit, but maybe he was on that first shot, that first goal. BC moves out ahead. Here's Bellafay. Very impressive on Thursday night. Bellafay, a little drop pass off for Farkas, who also had a great game Thursday. Farkas spins away from the check of Bubbenswag. Comes up along the wall. And Bubba moves it ahead. Leaves there for Kosick. Kosick, little drop pass now for Rominski. Shot right on. And Clemenson a stop there.
Good puck movement there by the Michigan Wolverines on the attack, who want to get themselves back squared away. They adapt very well. I think better than any team here in this tournament. By that I mean the game changes. Things go against you, which they are right now. But this Red Berenson coach club really is coachable. He said that to me a couple of days ago, and they seem to be able to roll with the tide real well. Puck control was a big story in their game, which they won a couple of days ago. Goaltending is a huge edge for them, but the fact that they only use 4 defensemen, if they start to get tired and get run down a little bit, will they go to 6? Those extra 2 guys are another set of freshmen back there.
BC banks it off the boards and out. Hunsicker fires it right back in, but Motto is there to recover for Boston College. Fly ball to center. Not a problem. Caulfield has inside the zone now. Trying to get some offensive pressure. Thrown in deeper inside the Michigan. Berensweg there. He is checked. Leaves for Jeff Koch. Now Berensweg again.
Michigan is really careful not to throw the puck away. You can see Berensweg holding on to the puck. He didn't want to just throw it up the boards there. That was a smart play. Boston College's game is down low. And if they can turn the pucks over there and get that Michigan defense afraid a little bit, it's obviously the Boston College's advantage.
Dave Hunsicker, the freshman from Ann Arbor, playing for Ann Arbor's team, moves it ahead to center. Off for Greg Crozier. Is knocked away from him at the blue line and back the other way. Like I have to tell you who it is. It's Jonta with the speed and the shifty little moves. Here's Michigan looking to break out with Bill Traynor. Seems like every player I call, I look down to see freshmen. There are tons of freshmen on both of these lines.
Yeah, there's 9 freshmen for Michigan and 6 freshmen for Boston College. That's enthusiasm, folks, and that's terrific. That's what you need in a game like this. You want to have enough seniors there that you can settle things down. I think both of these teams do have, although Boston College really only has 2 guys that are seniors, but they have the experience to do it.
Pretty good junior Marty Reeser trying to break in now. Just 2 players to take him out. That is amazing to make it to this point with just 2 seniors. Really, yeah. And they've been able to do it. Michigan back the other way. We've played 8 minutes. 1-0 Boston College here in Boston. Raymond Bruckley is back for it. Leppard went off his stick at center. And Hayes recovers inside his own zone.
As you might have noticed already, in college hockey, you don't get very many whistles. These guys just keep going. Again, the red line doesn't count for 2-line passes, and you can pass deep in your own zone all the way up to the far blue line.
Belfay able to clear to center. Fired right back in by Michigan. You'd think the NHL will be looking closely at this tournament with more space behind the net, no 2-line pass, and maybe even the no-touch icing rule as well. Yeah, it's working pretty well here.
Yeah, there's a lot of things. College hockey's been doing this for a long time, and of course that's where the NHL is getting the idea, so they're considering making changes.
Oh, centered in front, and Farkas nearly had a crack at it. Might have gone off his stick. Back behind the cage, Leppard has. He'll go back to the point for Marty Hughes. Cross for Motto. His shot might have been a pass, but it was deflected wide. And Costa will get to it for Michigan. He's checked immediately. Not a lot of free space on the ice tonight.
That BC line of Farkas, Belfay, and Leppard has been the biggest reason I think that they are in this final championship round. They had a great first line, but this second line put together a month ago has really stepped up and done a job.
They looked ahead man for Kevin Caulfield. He was taken down. Every time one of the Eagles tries to squeeze through, he's taken out by a pair of Wolverines.
Well, the fact that BC got their only goal in this game so far by Caulfield, a third-line player, gives you so much more enthusiasm because you still know that your first and second lines have yet to kick in.
Back to the point for the shot through a screen, blocked, rebound, loose. That might have hit the post. And then Turco's got it on the rebound there.
Good last-minute cover up there by the Michigan Wolverines, and it was Caulfield again hanging around the edge of the crease. He had one whack at it. This time Marty Turco says no way, but you can see the traffic making a big difference here for Boston College.
And the game, winner take all. Face-off, won by Boston College. Fired down inside the zone. Nick Perandria is back for it there. So is Matt Mulhern. Mulhern is checked by Crawford. It's a 2-on-2 battle in the corner to the left of Turco. And finally, Andrew Merrick comes away with it. Merrick Out ahead to center for Dave Hunsicker, who was taken down. And we get a whistle. Well, National Hockey Night comes your way here on ESPN on Tuesday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. It's the St. Louis Blues and the Detroit Red Wings. Never a dull moment when the Blues and the Wings get together.
St. Louis Blues are proud to select Marty Reasoner.
While Reasoner will not be playing in that game on Tuesday night here on National Hockey Night, who knows? Maybe next year there is some talk that the junior might be headed out to play for the St. Louis Blues, a first-round draft pick.
Yeah, he hasn't really committed one way or the other, and he's going to weigh his options, see how this game goes here tonight, and he'll have all summer to sit back and wait if he wants.
Here's Michigan breaking in the shot, and Clemenson standing tall, and he makes 2 stops there. 2 good scoring opportunities by Michigan. The first from Josh Langfield.
Josh Langfield going in and off the wing. That's the kind of stuff that coaches love. When a big, strong guy can drive wide and take it to the net like that, that's a terrific play. Michigan needs more of that here. They've not been able to establish their puck control game that they were so effective on before. Let's take a look at that Clemenson save on Langfield coming in off the wing. It's the power I'm talking about. Great balance. All he sees is net. I think he was trying to go 5-hole there, but he ended up hitting the right pad of Clemenson. But you have to love this kid Clemenson. Scott Clemenson, born and raised in Iowa, pretty laid-back young man. I talked to Jerry York about him the other day, and he just had a big smile and said, I love this young kid. Nothing seems to bother him. It shows so far.
Freshman-dominated team to be in the national title game, and as if they needed some more pressure with all those freshmen, they're at home right here in Beantown. It'll be a wonderful story if they win.
Yeah, sometimes that can work for you, sometimes against you. Right now, it is going for Boston College, and it's Michigan that has to adapt. Red Berenson talked about that, too. He said it's going to be a hostile environment for us. We know that. He said, I don't quite know how my team will react.
Last college hockey team to win in his home city, Boston University, back in '72. And they won about 6 feet away from here over at the old Boston Garden. Here's BC now inside the zone. Knocked away, and Michigan will fire right back out. There's Motto, who made the great pass for the first goal of the game.
A lot of people have been thinking maybe Michigan will use their bigger size against Boston College, but from what I see so far, it's Boston College is going out of their way to finish checks more so than Michigan.
Motto fired in. Buckenswick fires in. Michigan has. Back behind the net, taken away by Chris Masters for BC. Glances off the glass, and everybody pays the price in college hockey. Every time you touch the puck, expect to be belted.
Well, Kevin Caulfield is out there on the ice. He's the one who scored the only goal in this hockey game so far. A terrific shot. Ripped it just by Marty Turco. 1-0. Boston College is jacked up.
To get on television. And by painting ESPN on your chests.
I thought you had it on your chest.
And they had good seats, too. How'd they get those good seats? Maybe they took their shirts off and everybody else cleared out of the section.
Probably.
At center, Steve Levy, Brian Engblom. Glad you could be with us. A different kind of National Hockey Night for you tonight here on ESPN on a Saturday night in Boston for the national title. Winner take all. A 1-game final. Back out at center. Michigan gets to it. They'll fire in. We're seeing some of the feeling out process. That's what it seems like.
Well, definitely. It's been a pretty high tempo first period. I expect it to be 3 periods of really high tempo. I think everybody's into the game. There's been some good contact. I think that Boston College actually has the edge in that department. They've established themselves more, and certainly they're more comfortable right now because they have the only goal in the game.
We spoke earlier to Jerry York, the head coach in his 4th season at BC, his alma mater, and asked him about the game plan.
Certainly we have to skate with Michigan. I think our strength is skating. I certainly think Redfield's his strength is skating. They're very strong on their skates. I think we have great balance and strength on our skates. And it's one thing to be able to skate 100 miles an hour, but you've got to make plays and you've got to be strong in your skates. And, you know, both teams are very composed of very fine players, and I think it's going to be an up-tempo style. It's not going to be a, you know, bore-you-to-death trapping type style. We're going to go after each other.
Behind the net, and it's kicked out to center. Jerry York is just one of 8 coaches to lead two different schools to the Ncaa tournament. Bowling Green was the other, and he won a national title there with them in '83-'84.
Both coaches were ready for up-tempo games, but Red Berenson doesn't want to get into a run-and-gun game. He doesn't think that his team can score as well as Boston College, so he's very careful to talk to his team about defense first.
Here's Farkas now. He's got a lane. Farkas lets it go, and it's deflected. Good play there by Dave Hunsaker to extend his stick and deflect the puck out of play.
Well, as you said, Gary York has won a title already. He won it with Bowling Green back in 1984. He had a couple of guys like Gary Galley and Dave Ellett playing for him. They won that national title. Gary York says he has guys like Bobby Allen and Mike Motto who can do it for him again tonight. And he talked about the late Bob Johnson, the ex-coach of the Wisconsin Badgers, and he said Bob told him after he won it with Bowling Green in '84, he said, it'll help you win again. And he truly believes that, obviously.
Berensweg has it and moves it out ahead to center. Crozier there. He's tied up at the blue line, now upended. And Merrick knocks it in further. Names Merrick and Crozier sound familiar. There's plenty of NHL bloodlines on this Michigan team.
Yeah, Joe Crozier, who was associated to the Buffalo Sabres for a very long time, and Wayne Merrick, those are their respective sons.
Andrew even wears his dad's number 11.
Yep, sure.
Won 4 Stanley Cups with the Islanders. Out ahead at center. And here's Tony Hutchins on the break. He's spun around, throws in deeper. He was all alone because his teammates were heading for a change. Wow, hardest hit of the hockey game thrown right there by Matt Mulhern as he just devastated Matt Herr of Michigan. Berensweg back behind the net, takes his man down, and Hayes on top of him until he gets the whistle as the hitting picks up.
Matt Mulhern with a huge hit. When you're in control of the game on the scoreboard, you can start looking for things to keep the momentum going. Mulhern saw a chance to drop Matt Herr, and he really did. Matt Herr had his head down. Look at him. He's trying to control the puck. He never saw Mulhern coming. Ouch. He whacked him on that one. We'll watch it a second time. Those are great hits. Those are momentum type of hits. And right now, Boston College has all the momentum. But I have a lot of respect for the Michigan Wolverines, the way they're playing right now. They're only down 1-0. It's not insurmountable by any means. And Michigan, I don't think has had things go the way that they've wanted to so far in this first period, especially compared to their last game. Now, that's when they're going to have to rely on what I talked about, them being the most adaptable team in this tournament.
All right, here's Michigan. Bobby Hayes inside the zone. He's checked off the play, and BC looking to get in the transition game here. Here's Andy Powers showing the strength, got the great shot on, and Turco the save. What strength by Powers with one arm. The unheralded player on that first line for BC. Here's Reisner, lets it go. That shot is stopped by Turco as well, and Michigan looks to break. Wolverines will fire in. They'll go for a change. And BC gets to it. Headman looking for Reisner. Marty wasn't looking for the puck, and that's an example of no-touch icing there. They blow it immediately dead as soon as it crosses the end line. 4:51 to go here in the first. Boston College has a 1-0 lead. Goes very nearly 2-0, if not for that stop by Marty Turco. They're here in Boston. A look at the Michigan bench. They find themselves down 1-0 to Boston College. The national championship on the line here tonight. If Michigan wins, it would be their second in 3 seasons. This is their 6th time in the last 7 seasons they've been to the Frozen Four. It's Mark Kosick back behind the net for Michigan. He is pinned up against the boards. Kosick gets to it. Kosick comes away on his backhand now. And he is still checked. Good work there in the BC zone. Allen takes his man out of the play.
BC's doing a terrific job down low. They're definitely playing man-to-man down there, and they're winning the battle.
Kosick's got a lane. The shot was stopped, and the rebound stopped as well by Clemenson. And maybe an extra push after the whistle, but they will separate. ESPN2 continues to bring you the best in the National Hockey League, and this Monday night from Denver, it's the Avalanche and the Kings. Still to start time at 9 Eastern. Hey, what's gotten into the Kings and the Avalanche lately?
Yeah, they've both been really struggling lately. You see them in the standings. Colorado doesn't really have anything to worry about, and neither does Los Angeles from the standpoint of points. Well, I guess you shouldn't say that. 7 points behind is Phoenix and Chicago. Things can change, but both are struggling a little bit the last week or two.
A good look at those prescription glasses here.
He's got the foresight into the future, I think. He must know who's going to win already.
Face off to the left of Clemenson is won by Boston College, and Jamie O'Leary comes to center. He'll fire in. First man in for it is Chris Masters. Masters has it back. It's back to O'Leary. A little give and go with Caulfield, the goal scorer, in front of the net. Caulfield goes over to finish off his man, and Michigan looking to break. Shots are 10-5 in favor of BC. Maybe Michigan's had one good scoring chance. Maybe. Wolverines, Mike Van Ryn fires right back in.
I think you can see some superior speed by Boston College right now, and I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that things are on their way. They're just so up-tempo, things are going so well, they want to continue to build on it. Oh, looks like we got a penalty here.
Looks like Chris Masters was taken down at center. And the penalty box on the Michigan side, the door is open.
Here's a little bit of what I was talking about. Michigan's trying to find their way up the ice, really fighting through it. You get by one guy, here comes another guy out from left field. Every time one of the Michigan players turn around, there's a white jersey in front of him. And down low, that last shift for Michigan was the first time they were able to really get anything going as far as in behind the Boston College net. Boston College playing man for man down there, doing an outstanding job.
Matska is in the box. Scott Matska, the high stick, at 16:31. Boston College, this is their second power play. I don't think we got a real good look at him the first time because it was towards the end of the shift for the big line. Here's Belfay back in the net now. Works it up for the point for Allen. Allen, cross for Motto. Dumps it down low. As Johnson was held up in front of the net by Berensweg. Reesner's chopped at. Belfay is worked over as well. And it's a pile behind the net. Johnson goes in there with those size 5 skates first. And we get the whistle.
Well, Brian Johnson's a guy who would jump in there. I don't think he knows the word perimeter. He just jumps in the middle. Power play leaders in the nation. Bill McCall from Michigan, Reesner and Johnson, of course, from BC, and where they stand. Now, Reesner is a guy who will hang out in front of the net sometimes and then also slip out off to the side on the right wing side. He loves to throw it back to Mike Motto on the point. Two of their most skilled players working gives and goes, going to the net. And that guy, Brian Johnson, going anywhere the puck is.
Reesner will take this face-off, wins it. Johnson gets it and gets it back to Allen. Good fundamental face-off there by BC. Had all the parts working. Cross for Motto. Dumps it down low. Reesner has problems handling. Reesner gets to it now. Leaves for Johnson. He's got a lane. Wow, what a play by Turco with the stick to prevent him from coming out of the corner. And Motto couldn't handle as the puck jumped on him. And Michigan now looks to break with Phil Traynor. Trainor's shot was blocked by Bobby Allen. And it comes up for Reesner. They're a minute into this power play and a minute into this shift. So they got to be running on a bit of an empty tank. Johnson throws towards the front of the net. Actually, Johnson was in front. Belfay has now. Belfay still has. And there's an injured Wolverine on the ice. And it's Bill Traynor who went down. And Marty Reesner immediately goes over to the referee, Mike Schmidt, and say, hey, why'd you blow the whistle? We had the puck.
Well, you can see he's got his hand over his ear. They have full face mask and helmet, but he's obviously shaken up on the play. Good penalty killing by the Michigan Wolverines. They were smart. They moved with the puck all the time. They never allowed Boston College to control the puck and get anything set up, especially down low, where they would really like to do it. Let's see if we can figure out what happened on this last play and how the injury to Traynor occurred. He's sliding across there already. It might have been Johnson's stick that came up and hit him. There's Johnson, number 12, in front of the net. Oh, yeah. Must have clipped him just in a... I don't know where exactly it got him. In the side of the ear? Yeah, it looks like he's got, must have been right in the ear hole. There's a little bit of an ear hole there, and I guess the blade of the stick of Johnson must have poked him right through there.
We are 2 minutes and 15 seconds away from our Taco Bell intermission report. We'll take you back to the ESPN News Network. Highlights of the Red Wings and Blackhawks and the battle in New York, even though the Rangers and Islanders aren't battling for a playoff spot. Talk about a battle was that today. The Rangers and the Islanders with two goaltenders going at it. That's all coming up on the Taco Bell intermission report. in 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Face-off won by BC. Power play continues. They get the shot from the point. And now Michigan able to get to it and able to clear.
Michigan did a good job there after they lost the face-off, which is critical. They blocked out really well, and that puck never got through to their goaltender.
BC moves ahead. 30 seconds left in the man advantage. It's worked down lower now. They come back to the point. The Marty's shot. Blocker stopped by Turco. And Berenswag gets to it for Michigan. It looks to move out ahead to Jeff Koch. Koch at center. And here's Berenswag. Remember, scored a shorthanded goal on Thursday night. Shorthanded now. 3-on-3 BC the other way now. Hughes spins it around. Farkas couldn't get to it. Mike Lephart can. They drop back to the point. And there was no point player there. Now some contact in the Michigan crease, but the whistle was well before that.
Well, I don't know if we're going to get a penalty here or not. There was definitely some contact before and after the whistle. Caulfield from Boston College is being escorted over to the penalty box. He's not happy about it, but it looks like Boston College will get their first penalty of the game, and Michigan will have a chance to go on the power play. Yeah, there was a pretty good shot, all right. Obviously some words exchanged there. The referee right on the spot motioning to the penalty box right away. So Michigan, first time around on the power play.
It is Caulfield, your goal scorer, at 18:36 for cross-checking Michigan's first power play of the game.
Boston College is usually super aggressive all over the ice and killing penalties. They'll put pressure even down in Michigan's zone if they think they have a chance. Yep, they're chasing right now. Michigan's power play, they move it around and try to take whatever is given to them. I saw a little bit of everything in their last game, and they were really successful, moved it around very quickly.
Conversely, the BC penalty killing in the playoffs last 6 games, they've killed off 28 of the last 30 opportunities by the opponent, so they're in a pretty good stretch. If Michigan's unable to score, this will carry over into the second period as there's more penalty time left than game time left on the scoreboard clock here in the first period. Comes up for Fox at the point, rather Hunsaker at the point. And it's back ahead to center. O'Leary looking to break. Can't do so. And it is back for Dave Hunsaker.
Good effort. Good second effort by O'Leary there. And it's just all these little things that are really adding up for Boston College momentum-wise.
Matt Herr fires in. The BC gets to it. Battle in the corner. 20 seconds left in the period. And Belfay able to clear just out ahead enough to center. Off for Chris Fox. Fox will fire in with 10 seconds left in the period. Kostic gets to it. Back to the point. Shot. Save. Rebound. Stopped as well. 2 best opportunities of the period for Michigan come with 1/10 of a second remaining.
Greg Crozier's got to be wondering, how did I miss that one? Bill McCall gives a tremendous feed from the left point. Kitty corner down low to Crozier. Crozier one-times it, and look at that save by Clemenson. The long legs of the 6'2" goaltender were huge there. Look at Clemenson trying to see it. Oh, that is a spectacular save, folks. Good cover up there. Some help on the edge of the crease. That was one that Crozier wanted, and that's McCult. McCult, who made the pass down low from the point. He's the guy that likes to quarterback things back there for them. McCult's their #1 gunner and playmaker. That was a terrific play.
Wolverines wait 19 minutes and 59 seconds for their 2 best scoring opportunities. Even before the puck hits the ice, the horn will sound, just 1/10 left. And that was a championship 20 minutes of hockey. 2 more periods to go, and who knows after that. Boston College, they love it here in Boston. Their Eagles have a 1-0 lead on the goal by Kevin Caulfield. Brian and I will be back for the second period, but up next for you, we'll take you to the ESPN News Network. Steve Levy along with Brian Engblom, and I'll tell you what, I mean, for BC, that's exactly the start they wanted. They get a pretty early goal, get the crowd that's already partial to them certainly into this game, and they're 40 minutes away from a national title.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. It went exactly the way they wanted it to. They got their quick strike offense going. I think that's so important for them. They came up and attacked with speed, and getting on the board first meant so much, because Michigan is a good puck control team, but they never really had a chance to establish that type of game. That's what makes them successful. But in this type of scenario, whatever team could get going first, you could tell a big difference there.
We mentioned BC, they get offense from their offense. They also get offense from their defense, and that's how the goal started.
Mike Motto, their defenseman we talked about before the game, 3 white. Watch this pass up to Caulfield, all the way up to the blue line. Caulfield comes sneaking in on the right side, just blisters one by the goaltender, low on the ice, right inside the post. That was perfect. They were really jacked up. Some big hits by Boston College as well. I think they've really done a good job at that. The best chances for Michigan happened right at the very end of that first period. They didn't have very many chances. You can see the shots on goal. The scoring chances are very even, and so are the face-offs up to this point.
Well, joining us here in the booth, we get these tiny little pins, as you can see on Brian here, because he got the actual thing. He got the Hobie Baker, and that is Chris Drury. First of all, congratulations. It's a great award. For those who don't know, it's the equivalent of the Heisman Trophy. Obviously, we'll be playing on the ice and continuing on the national championship. But what about winning the award and what it means?
Yeah, there was a lot of excitement yesterday down Faneuil Hall. It means a lot to my, not only to me, but to my family and my friends. A lot of friends came up from home, and I think, the BU community enjoyed it a lot, too.
It must be extra special knowing that you're the first BU player ever to win, too.
Yeah, it was. For whatever reason, I think we had a few runner-ups. I'm glad I was able to win the award, not only for myself, but, like I said, my family. And the BU community's been waiting a long time for it. I just hope they enjoy it, too.
There's got to be a little bit of disappointment, though. You played on a really good team this year. You felt that you should be here, I'm sure. And as we take a look, a couple of highlights of you, it's got to be disappointing for you not to be playing out there right now.
Yeah, it is. Definitely in senior year, you don't want to go out with a loss, but only one team can win. And it is tough. But I had a great career, playing a few Final Fours, won a championship, so I'm happy.
So you're just going to sit back now and relax in the summer and figure out what comes next?
Exactly. Yeah, just kind of enjoy being a student for a while.
We're just about set to go here at the start of the second period. Chris will hang with us just a little bit as we take you through. Boston College, a 1-0 lead over Michigan. And I know, Chris, the people who are saying that Michigan might actually have some extra fans because of the BU-BC rivalry. Well, the BU guys might be rooting against BC and for Michigan. Do you have a favorite? Do you care who wins this one?
No, not really. I think it'd be great for BC to win. I know a lot of those guys. They're in our league. We've had a lot of success over the years, and it's nice to see just a little bit of it shared.
How tough to watch?
It's pretty tough. I do anything to be out there right now, but that's the way it goes.
BC starts this period shorthanded. Michigan on the power play for another 20 seconds. And Michigan killing off some of their own valuable power play time, and now they finally do fire in, look to set it up.
Chris, you can see that Boston College really got their tempo going in that first period. Typical of them. They're pretty good at establishing that early, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, and there's so many quick forwards up front. A lot of great defensemen, Motto, and they've been really playing well.
Cross-ice pass was nearly picked off, but it works out for her. Shot and a save right there by Clemenson. Maybe his best stop of the game. And I'll tell you what, if you take the last 10 seconds of the first period and the first minute here in the second, well, Clemenson's been the story.
Absolutely. He made a huge save there. This was one of the best scoring chances, you're right, that Michigan has had on the attack. Look at the penetration they get there as Cossack will throw it across to McCult. Right on the tape. McCult is being checked very closely, but he still got the shot away. Clemenson sliding it across. And it looks like he got that with the underneath part of that right pad. I think McCult was just trying to slide it underneath him as he came across from his left to right. But this young freshman, Scott Clemenson, his last 14 games, 12-0-2. Otherwise, they wouldn't be here, folks.
We had a penalty as the first one expired. It's Jamie O'Leary for slashing at 51 seconds. So Michigan goes right back to the man advantage. We'll see how they handle that. Comes back on the point from Mike Van Ryn. Off for Bobby Hayes. BC had it momentarily, unable to clear. Hayes takes a whack at it, comes back to the point. Little soccer-style play by Van Ryn, and it's knocked down deep for Allen. Wraps it around the boards, but it's kept in momentarily. And here is BC looking to break with Andy Powers. Powers has Reasoner with him, but he hits the brakes, and now finds Reasoner. Rather, Jonta has, and his shot was blocked. And back the other way comes Michigan at center with Greg Crozier. Here's Crozier with some speed around the edge. Trying to center, but little Jonta is there, and he's able to clear.
Chris, is there any way that you can think of to beat this penalty killing of Boston College? Any weak spot?
No, I'm probably just going to try to get a lot of shots on net. Again, any penalty kill, that's the job you got to do. Just keep trying to get some shots up there.
You got a thought on Jonta? Everybody's buzzing about the little freshman.
Yeah, he's been great. a real exciting player to watch. And I know BU fans are all upset he's going to be around for 3 more years.
And the other story, I think, that somewhat has to do with you being the Hobey Baker winner. Everyone, I think, in college hockey surprised Marty Reisner was not a finalist for the Hobey Baker Award and leading the nation in scoring.
Yeah, it's a little odd. You know, I'm not sure how they vote and who picks it, but I think Coach Parker put it best. If you took a poll any time during the year, he'd probably be in the top 3, if not top 2. He's a terrific player.
And that's the thing people have to realize, you know, all right, if it's top 3 or top 5, I mean, there are 10 finalists for the Hobey Baker. You have to believe Reisner would be on every ballot to be top 10. Chris Drury is joining us here on the booth, the Hobey Baker Award winner. And everyone at ESPN congratulates him for that fine effort. And he will go down as the Terriers' all-time leading goal scorer until someone else scores it. Back the other way, looking to break. Here's Farkas at center. BC shorthanded, won't be able to do it. And Chris Fox is back for Michigan.
Jeff Farkas has played another strong game here tonight. We're not even at the halfway point. He was terrific for them last game. Again, this second line has been a real big positive for them.
Inside the Boston College zone now. Kerr trying to get to it. He is checked there by Scuderi. And it comes back to the point. Cross-ice pass now for Kosick for Michigan. Kosick gets it back. He's checked immediately. And Fox will fire it down deep. 10 seconds left in the man advantage. Goes back to the point. 5 seconds left now. And again, they go back to the point. As they play catch. Man out of the box. Deflected over the net. Kerr is there behind the cage. And stick up high. As Belfay is taken down. And that's a 2-on-1. Farkas has got the shot off, but it was blocked by Fox. Did a good job getting his stick in front of him.
Boy, there's some tenacity out there by both sides. Both teams are really running at each other whenever they get a real good, clean shot at somebody. Excellent penalty kill there by Boston College. Michigan had the puck all the time, but they were on the perimeter and never really got a chance to penetrate at all.
Berensweg has. And fires back out to center. Couldn't connect on his pass to Justin Clark. So Clemenson will play. Leaves for Mono, who has the lone assist on the lone goal of the hockey game. And it's flipped out of play and into the crowd. And with that opportunity, we say goodbye to Chris Drury, the Hobey Baker winner. Thanks again and congratulations.
Thank you, guys. Take care.
This hard-hitting affair continues on. 1-0 BC.
Jockey. Great underwear.
Let them know you're jockey.
When I decided to train for this, I heard it all. Jehu, you fool, this is the desert. Jehu, it's 110 degrees, crazy things. I practiced around 5-6 hours a day with the rumble pack. On the slopes, in the half pipe, Jehu is there. It's very spiritual. Just you and the mountain, and the snowboard, and the game.
1080 snowboarding, only on Nintendo 64. Real close to the real thing.
I warn you, snowboarders, watch out for Jehu.
Back here in Boston, looks like a third team. They're all in the same uniform, or at least just color coordinated. There's some Michigan fans here as well. Plenty of Michigan fans on hand. And the fans have come through the turnstiles in record numbers here at the Fleet Center. As it's pumped back out to center. Berensweg has. Knocked off the puck. Powers flips out to center. And back for it is BC.
Good contact by Brian Johnson. He's giving away size to everybody, but he's finishing his checks like everybody else.
There's Motto with the puck now. Oh, nearly had Johnson on the head man. And you just know nobody was catching him. More on those numbers now that we showed you. We anticipated a record crowd tonight. We figured why not? We've had record crowds Thursday afternoon and Thursday night, and you see it just keeps building. And this is the right city to have it. This is a hockey town for whatever age, and they've done a great job supporting this hockey tournament, the NCAA Championship.
Well, we've had a lot of fun these last couple of days. The atmosphere in college hockey is just terrific. The bands are here. Every time there's a whistle, you can hear them in the background probably right now. I've really enjoyed it. Looking around these faces, the college players themselves, the atmosphere, the enthusiasm. It builds and builds and builds. And as we get on in this game, towards the end of the game, find out who wins it all. This place will be rocking.
No touch icing. I'm not sure if it's a good thing or a bad thing for Michigan. This was the first morning that the fire alarm in the hotel did not go off.
You're right.
The last 2 mornings,
you're right,
the fire alarm has gone off, and I know it's frustrated some of the Michigan players and some of their coaches, and maybe taking them out of their routine a bit. Of course, didn't affect them much on Thursday, did it?
No, it didn't. I remember Bill McCall talking about it. He was really unhappy. It was 6 o'clock in the morning when the fire alarm went off the second time. You're right, there was none this morning.
Put me with Bill McCall. I was not happy either, Brian.
I know, you're a real morning guy, I know.
Shot from the point.
I thought it was your alarm clock.
And they move out ahead of center. Back the other way. Here's Hayes. Play was broken up, goes back to the point. That shot also blocked by the defense. And BC has 4 players breaking. Here's Rob Scuderi from the angle. And the pass was blocked by the defense.
Van Ryn with a terrific play there. He went sliding across right at the crease area. There were 2 Boston College players going to the front of the net. That was just death waiting to happen there. Terrific defensive play there by Van Ryn.
Brendan Buckley flip it out ahead to center. And inside the zone. Backcourt is Dave Hunter. He is checked immediately by Chris Masters. Masters nearly got it back, but he fanned on the pass. Costigan down ahead for Crozier.
Even though Boston College didn't score on that last chance, it'll still put the fear of God in the Michigan defenseman. Every time you turn it over inside the Boston College zone, you know they're going to have 2 or 3 guys flying up the ice like they did that last time.
Comes back. Hunsiker's shot was deflected. Clemenson's got it, and he pulls it back underneath him. Cool and calm for the 20-year-old freshman goaltender.
He has done absolutely everything he's had to do so far. He has looked like he has ice water in his veins. This is a freshman, folks, from Iowa. McCullough down low, turning the puck over. Good contact there. Michigan swarming, kicked the puck loose. Back into the slot area, all the Boston College players you could see were looking at the puck. Fortunately for them, not a real good shot from Hunsiker. It never really did get through cleanly to Clemenson, and there wasn't going to be any second chance.
Face off to the left of Clemenson. Shots are 11-9 BC. Right off the face-off shot. Hit the post. Did it go? They're saying no goal. Referee says no goal. Michigan players had their sticks in the air.
Bad break for Michigan. That was Koch right off the face-off. Boston College standing around. Look at Koch just knifed through there. Takes one look, cranks it off the post. You can see it. Oh, yeah, it came right back in between his legs. Clemenson's got things going his way right now. But look at Koch just drive through there. Where's the hole, folks? I don't see it. Oh, man. Wow. Can you believe that? Clemenson had great position there. There was no net to shoot at. I think probably what Koch was thinking, I'll throw it at him and keep going, looking for a rebound. He did. He probably was as surprised as anybody that actually went through Clemenson off the post, and they are taking a look at it right now. The referee is down there. He's on the phone. They want a video replay of it. I can't see any way that one went in.
That's the referee, Mike Schmidt. The on-ice officials from the WCHA. First time they've had officials in the championship game in 13 years. As we mentioned earlier, it's their first for each of the 3 in a championship game as well.
Nope, no goal. It's pretty easy to see, folks. Here's Koch knifing right through again. A rolling puck. That probably had a lot of the reason why maybe it fooled Clemenson. It took a little bit off. Very easy to see there. Clanked off the post, right back under Clemenson. He sat on it. He's lucky he turned around. It didn't hit him. It just settled underneath him, and he was able to sit on it.
Jeff Koch, the New Hampshire native who did in New Hampshire in the semifinals with a big goal. Nearly hurt Boston College there. 1-0 it remains. BC out in front of Michigan. This is the national championship game here tonight from Boston. Here's Farkas trying to split through. For Belfay, backhand shot. Saved by Turco, and he'll hang on. Well, we've got Major League Baseball for you. That comes your way tomorrow night. Sunday Night Baseball gets to the swing with John and Joe, 8 p.m. Eastern. The Giants and the Diamondbacks. You'll get another shot, I'm sure, of that great pool that they have at the new stadium in Arizona. There you see Barry Bonds adding to his total. Mark McGwire adding to his total. And 4 players now closing in on 400 taters. Sunday Night Baseball tomorrow night here on ESPN. Chris Fox has for Michigan. We're back at 5 aside. 13:45 to go. Second period. Boston College has the only goal of the hockey game on the Caulfield goal at 4:19 of the first period.
Boston College really done a good job at standing up in their all-blue line. I was impressed by Michigan doing that last time around, but Michigan has had to back off their line a little bit, and I think it's because of tremendous speed and the way in which Boston College attacks. I mean, they are just quick punch. They just get going like crazy, and when they come up the ice, you can see the penetration on their last shift, and it was a good backhand shot by Belfay. He was trying to get the goaltender Turco moving from his left to right and shoot back on the far side.
Back to live action. That was a great stop as well by Turco, kicking out the right pad. The last few minutes, Brian, we've had great chances immediately coming off face-offs for both teams.
Face-offs are always so important in any hockey game. This one, again, there's no second chance. It's a sudden death game. You've got to be careful on those face-offs. Everybody has to have their assignments, and we've seen good scoring chances for both teams.
Ncaa rolled one towards the net. No problem for Turco there. And we get another whistle, and they'll keep the face-off deep inside the Michigan zone.
There's a look at Brian Ncaa. He's got his dad here, a couple of aunts and uncles, but not his mother. His mother is in Chicago with his younger brother, Steve, who plays for the 16 and under team, the Rochester Amerks, and they are competing in Chicago. So Mom went with Steve, and pretty much the rest of the family is here. Now, that's teamwork.
Johnson's stick apparently is so short, Brian. Again, he's 5'7". They had to adjust the stick rack in the BC locker room because his kept falling through.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can picture that, that gives you an idea how short his stick actually is. Hey, works for him. Kid's got 30 goals as a freshman.
Yeah, no kidding. And 5'7", they might be embellishing that a little bit. But boy, can he fly. I mean, his legs go so fast, you can hardly see him go when you watch him in practice in the morning.
He is the leading freshman goal scorer in the nation. 7th overall. Forgetting about class. 2-on-2 and a good battle in the corner now to the left of Clemenson.
And good positioning there by the Boston College guys. See, they are on the inside. They got the Michigan guys up against the boards. They're not getting trapped inside. Both players are very well taken care of. That's the way Boston College is taking care of business inside their own end.
1-0 Boston College as the traffic pours in around Boston.
So, Murray, did you hear?
About Nick across the way?
Crime of his life.
Yeah, got sprayed.
Didn't he just get sprayed?
Yeah, took off his head, but didn't get the roots. Grew back stronger than ever. Whatever got him this time was different.
He had such strong roots. They were handsome roots. And deep.
I didn't think anything could take old Nick.
Hey, next time, it could be us.
Don't even think it.
Roundup kills even tough weeds down to the root. Roundup, no mercy, no pity, no weeds.
Critics are calling My Giant a winner.
Good morning.
Enormously entertaining and surprisingly powerful, Billy Crystal shines in a sweet comedy that's all heart.
I could put you in the movies.
Brilliantly acted, written, and directed, My Giant is the biggest comedy to come along in years.
You are my friend.
Billy Crystal, Kathleen Quinlan, and George Mirasan. My Giant, rated PG at theaters Friday.
Back of the fleet, Eagles leading the Wolverines 1-0 here in the second. Doing a nice job here in Boston. Future championship sites, they've actually stolen our Fire on Ice theme for the Arrowhead Pond for next year. Then a little closer back in the New England area, back to Providence, then to Albany, where they held the East Regionals, and so on and so forth. But next year, Anaheim, over the Mighty Ducks, for the NCAA Hockey Championships. And I'll tell you what, they'll do a good job, but they'll be hard-pressed to do the kind of job they've done here in Boston. They're getting the town fired up, getting this arena ready.
Oh, yeah, they've done a terrific job. It's been a really, really fun weekend here.
Shot, save, it's still loose, rolls on, score! Michigan ties it, it's Mark Kosick on the goal. 1-1.
Oh, this is just good hard work by Michigan, and boy, did they need this one. They've spent a lot of time in Boston College's end the last couple of minutes, and it's finally paid off. There's nothing fancy about this one, folks. Watch. A rebound gets away from Clemenson a little bit. Kosick right there only needs one chance. He even uses the head of Clemenson to get that one over the goal line. And a very frustrated Clemenson trying to scrounge that one back out over the net. But Mark Kosick, 2 goals and 3 assists in his last 4 games. That was just a lot of want-to on that goal for Michigan. They're back into it 1-1.
Kosick has been big throughout these playoffs. He is their second leading scorer in the postseason, and he scores the biggest goal of his college career right there to make it 1-1.
He's the center iceman on the #1 line, really. He's a freshman, and he's probably a look at the future for the University of Michigan.
Center now. We'll see how Boston College responds. Dale Rominski tries to break through. He was put down. Rob Scuderi throws around the boards, and it comes all the way around. Here's Marty Reisner. Reisner was somewhat quiet offensively in the first half of the semifinal game, and then took over midway through that second period and played a great third period when he scores the majority of his goals. BC looking to wind it up. There is Reisner. He's crushed. Great pass, Johnson. Got the jets on, and he was taken out as Powers goes sliding in to the Michigan net. You can just feel the explosiveness when that first line for BC steps on the ice.
Well, that's the second time this first line that somebody has ended up in the net. First time it was Johnson. This time it's Powers. Back and forth by Jonta, trying to get those 2 Michigan defensemen mixed up. And Powers ended up falling over one of them and going into the net. But when you have that kind of speed coming against you, it takes all the wits and skills of the Michigan defensemen to stay in front of these guys.
The goal was Kosick from Berensweg at 7:42 here in the second period. 1-1, Michigan and Boston College. Berensweg has, as he continues to pile up the points in the postseason. BC's Tony Hutchins gets to it. Drop back for Bobby Allen. Allen will go across for his partner, and they backhand to center ice. Jeff Koch has now. Koch is crunched as he throws in. Got forechecking help from Scott Matska. Matska has the puck. Now dumps down low for Koch. As he is held, just flat out grabbed there by Nick Perandry. And Perandry ties him up again.
The 3 Michigan guys down low in the Boston College zone are being followed around by one each of the players, one defenseman each, and the center iceman of Boston College, man on man. It's been an up and down year for the University of Michigan. Of course, they won the Rose Bowl in football, but they've had some bad things happen to them too. The name Jeff on the back of the helmet is in the memory of Jeff Reese, a wrestler at the University of Michigan who tragically died this year. And the players have responded by putting his name on the back of their helmets. And Red Berenson referred to it yesterday, talking about the motions and ups and downs of the whole college year. And he said that hopefully this will be a big positive for us, our team being here, and being here the hard way, as he described it. And this has been a very emotional final game.
A tough year in college wrestling. 3 college wrestlers passed away. And because of that, they've made some temporary rule adjustments. And we'll see if it carries over in the next wrestling season. That should never, ever happen again. Michigan looks to come out of the zone, can't. Motto forces it in deeper, and Fox is back for the Wolverines. Passes up along the wall, and just able to squeeze it through to center. And here's Michigan now looking to break. It's Andrew Merrick. His shot was blocked. Hard check is thrown in the corner now. Justin Clark trying to force it for Michigan. Comes up from Mike Van Ryn. Van Ryn gets to it now. And BC will just slam it out of the zone.
Boy, they're whacking each other. If there's a guy not looking, man, he's taking a shot on the side of the head or getting whacked into the boards.
Motto was just crunched there by McCall. Shot rolls in, and a bit of a knuckleball, but Turco makes the stop. And speaking of Marty Turco, we spoke to him earlier. He's having a phenomenal season. But what about overall?
This one will be a little different, and the expectations at the beginning of the year weren't as big as in years before. We lost a great class, and we were supposed to win it last year. We had enough talent to do so, and we were expected to. But this year, everything that we accomplished came from within that locker room, and a lot of people counted us out. So it's going to be a little more team gratifying when it's all said and done.
That's record-setting Marty Turco, the goaltender, to you. Most NCAA victories, NCAA playoff victories, NCAA tournament shutouts. Guy's having a phenomenal season. The senior, a fifth-round pick of the Dallas Stars back in '94.
And it's funny because he gave up the first goal in the game, and it was a heck of a shot, but you could almost feel the surprise in the building. And nobody thought Turco was really going to give up the first goal in this hockey game. But now that it's back 1-1, it'll be interesting to see where the tables go from here.
Hunsicker knocks it out as he was knocked down to the ice, and there's an example of the no-touch icing, and they'll bring it back down into the Michigan zone.
And there was another pounding check down low. Jeff Farkas, who has been a real force for them. Usually it's with the puck in his hands. He's so good at moving the puck, dangling with it, taking shots, but this time he just finishes his check. He gets the defenseman turned around. That's Dave Hunsicker. But you know when your skill guys are taking runs at the other team, that you know everybody's involved, and Farkas is definitely one of their skill guys.
I think that's the beauty of college hockey. Everybody hits. Everybody takes the body in college hockey. It's not like some finesse players in the NHL who play more of a perimeter game and, you know, stay to the outside and away from traffic. In college hockey, and even your finesse players, you point out, everybody takes the body. I think that's one of the beauties of the college hockey game.
Yeah, well, there's nothing to save it for here, too. I mean, there's no games after the night. There's no best of 7, best of anything. It's the best of whoever does well from now till the end of the third period. That's it.
Here now Reeser trying to make the move. Leaves for Collins, sends it towards the net, and Turco sticks it aside easily. And Herr looks to break out the other way for Michigan. Dale Rominski on the line there. Rominski has on with Bobby Hayes and Herr. Comes back of the cage. BC and Bobby Allen. Up for Powers. Trying to clear. Can't. Van Ryn forcing the issue. Hayes gets to it. Try to leave it there momentarily, and it does. It does bounce back. And Michigan just throw it in deeper as they cycle down with Bill Traynor, and we get a whistle with 8:31 to go here in the second period.
Still a lot of hacking and whacking going on. It's a 1-1 hockey game, and these two teams are not about to let themselves up. Hemingway is the guy in the penalty box along with Hayes, and from here on in this tie hockey game, somebody's got to come up with a goal, something like this.
We know you people well. We know what to do. You see rappers with cigars, you want to smoke them too. See, we in the tobacco industry need the trend to catch on. If they blow up in hip-hop, cigars will stay bomb. I know you've seen cigars in videos.
True.
We want them in there, so we'll make the dough. If you bite it, then you'll light it. It's a hot look. Makes you come off upscale while your lungs cook. You'll feel the effects long after we're gone, making cheese while you wheeze. Thanks for putting us on.
Don't let the tobacco companies play you.
Back in Boston, tied at 1, 8.5 to play in the second period. And there you see Hayes and Hemingway in the penalty box for their respective minor penalties.
This should be entertaining. 4-on-4 with the amount of speed these two teams had. They should be really flying in this first 4-on-4 scenario.
No surprise, Brian Jonta is out there for Boston College. Jonta and Reisner, they're a better 1-2 combination in the country? Probably not. Well, Bill McCall might give you an argument. McCall's out there on the ice. We're really seeing firepower against firepower here.
And Hayes, the guy that they like to play against Reisner, Bobby Hayes is one of the guys in the penalty box. He's got good wheels. They'd like to have him out there right now.
Berensweg's shot blocked down easily by Clemenson again. I can't get over how cool and calm Clemenson has been. Turnaround. Reisner's shot is stopped. Took some time to develop, but no problem for Turco. Jonta's in the corner getting hacked at. Reisner comes in to help him out. Here's Jonta. Comes back to the point. Motto's shot in the breadbasket. And Turco able to hang on right in the Michigan symbol.
Good quick puck movement there by Boston College. They weren't always able to get it on the mark. Reisner would have had a terrific chance originally on the rush, but he couldn't get the pass from his defenseman Hughes cleanly, and then down low it was thrown out into the slot. There's the original shot by Reisner. Then Reasoner and Ncaa go down low. Ncaa will throw it back out in front. Here comes Mike Motto. Look at it bouncing. The puck's bouncing. Motto made the right decision. There were two Michigan guys coming out towards him. He pulled the trigger right away, but it was saved by Turco.
Off the face-off, Michigan able to get to it, and they clear. Right back into the Boston College, rather than the Michigan zone. Farkas on the forecheck, but it looks like Michigan will be able to come out. And it is Chris Fox. Cuts inside the zone, makes the move, now set up and look for some help. Dumps it down low. Jeff Koch couldn't handle, and BC will come away with the puck. Rob Scuderi.
I think you could tell Michigan there is worried about getting back on defense. Koch tried, just kind of took a wave at the puck, didn't even stop or try to stay down low, even though it's a 4-on-4 scenario. He was on the move. When he didn't get the puck cleanly, he decided to get back in defensive position. That tells you about their state of mind in this 4-on-4. They're worried about Boston College's speed.
Here's Van Ryn one-on-one. He fanned on his shot. I believe that's the second time Van Ryn hasn't gotten the kind of wood he wanted on a shot. But the easy stop there for Scott Clemenson to keep this baby at one apiece in the national championship game.
In hockey these days, you see an awful lot of zone defense, but we've seen pretty well one-on-one coverage all the way along. And for the Michigan hockey team, they've been going with 4 defensemen for the most part, and there are the names, the faces, and the sizes of the players that they're using. Behrensweg is the guy who scored 2 goals for them in their last game. And I think with the television timeouts, actually, they're able to play with those 4D and not get too tired.
Face-off now to the left of Clemenson with 6:53 to go here in the second. Steve Levy, Brian Engblom, a different kind of national hockey night for you tonight here on ESPN. This for the national title. Here's Bubba Behrensweg hitting the brakes in 4-on-4, and he is checked, and it bounces right back out of the zone.
He tried to make a nice little move, but you could see there the Boston defenders are just playing position. They weren't going to go for any big fakes and get all turned around. They were still right in front of him.
Here's Behrensweg again. Just knocked away from him. And into the corner. Michigan on the forecheck. Matt Herr trying to come away. Can't handle. And BC looks to break it back the other way. Headman pass for Kent Hemingway was a bit too far. Turco out to play it. He's so good with the puck for a goaltender. Here's Herr off the turnover. Leaves there for Bobby Hayes. Hayes little drop pass for Josh Langfield, and it hops over the net.
Clemenson had no idea where that one was. He made the save. It went way up in the air and then landed on the back of the net. And a couple of guys really going at it in behind the net. Slashing away at each other, but no calls being made. That's Hayes, who was just out of the penalty box.
And Hayes is just crushed by Brendan Buckley. And he's just now letting him go. Back at center the other way. Here's BC trying to make the move with Kevin Caulfield, the goal scorer for Boston College. And the net knocked off as one of the BC players is in there.
O'Leary. They've been going hard to the net all night long. But boy, a lot of frustration now back at center ice. A lot of pushing and shoving. Hayes and Buckley were really going at it back behind the play. The referees are letting them play here, but there could have been easily one penalty dished out to each of Buckley and Hayes.
Let's take a look at our Nike storyline from tonight. Mike Motto, we told you, the top scoring defenseman in the nation. He got the assist. Caulfield and Kosick have the goals.
And our nightly replays are those 2 goals. Kevin Caulfield will get a pass and blow in from the right wing and fit it right inside the far goal post. That made it 1-0. And in Michigan, well, just a good, hard-working goal by Kosick. Tied it up at 1, and that's where we stand right now.
Face-off coming up at center with 5:39 to go here in the second period. You know, you make a mistake in the first period, you can almost overcome that. But as it gets later in the game, it becomes tougher to overcome. And thus, I would think, adding to the pressure for each individual player on the ice.
That's true. I think Michigan has done a good job here of adjusting their game, and they're slowly imposing their will, if you want to call it that. It was pretty much mostly Boston College throughout the first period and early second, but Michigan's coming on.
Giveaway tip in front from Powers, stopped by Turco, and Motto set that one up as well. And Powers got just enough to change direction, but not enough to beat Turco.
Mike Motto, such a nifty guy with the puck. There'll be a turnover by Michigan inside their own zone. There's Motto. Look at him sniff the play out. Throws it down. Knows he has a man in front. Gets the puck right on target. Powers only had 1 shot at it. He did get a piece of it. Turco with excellent position snuffed that one out. I really like that Mike Motto. He is a smart guy. 47 points. Leads the nation in defensemen. He is very skilled at all facets of the game. You watch him on the power play, they get it back to him. He knows what to do.
And there is Motto with the puck, knowing very much what to do. That time he's wiped out by Hunsaker, and it comes all the way back at center.
And Motto pulls down Hunsaker. Motto got taken in the boards pretty heavily by Hunsaker, but he gave him a little whack and pulled him down as he's skating away.
Here's Belfay. Hunsaker puts him down, comes back to the point. That shot is blocked. Michigan gets to it, and they'll just clear. Ken Hemingway is back for it. Play the carom from Marty Hughes. Hughes, did he clear? Yes, he did. They're just offside at the BC blue line.
Well, the emotions are really flying high in this final game. Both these teams really want it bad. Buckley and Hayes fighting it out along the board, and they'll fight it out for another period or more, too.
Introducing San Francisco Rush Extreme Racing. The only rules you need to follow are the ones in your head. San Francisco Rush for Nintendo 64 and PlayStation consoles from Midway.
There's a legend that supposedly if you look really hard, you can see that horse smiling. Sometimes the horse does smile, and that's a sign of good luck. And just about any culture, really. That's why they got a horse and not like a deer. I've seen it wink at me. That horse has winked probably like twice. One time before I met my ex-wife, and another time before I ended up buying a car for really good value.
Set to go here at the Fleet. 4:44 left in the second period. A 1-1 hockey game. BC scored in the first period. Michigan here in the second. Back at its center. BC has now, and Boston College will throw in. Dave Hunsaker is back for it. Hunsaker leaves there for Bubba Berensweg. And Andrew Merrick with some speed. Here's Merrick trying to cut, and Merrick's in, shot save. Clemenson. Good little tricky move there by Merrick. And back the other way. Boston College to try to get some offense. Turco just lost his edge, and he's in trouble now. Trying to spin around shot. It was blocked by the defense. Good job by his defense, and we got a whistle behind the play.
Oh, big shift by Merrick here. He's the one who went flying in off the right wing, and he's also the one that possibly saved the goal as Turco fell down behind the net and came back into his net a little late. It was number 11, Merrick, Andrew Merrick. Here he's driving wide. Look at him. He's playing the game of chicken. He's not backing off. He went right through the crease area. Right back comes Boston College the other way. Turco will come out. There he's where he's stuck. And Wade Merrick will come sliding through the crease. There he is. He's the one that blocked that shot. Good work there by Merrick.
Face off now to the left of Turco. Off the draw, and it comes back behind the net. Fox will play it for Michigan. Rolls up along the wall, and Josh Langfeld gives a little pass there to Jeff Koch. Koch is dumped by Brendan Buckley, who's really been a physical force here in this second period.
Now, Buckley is the guy who's really come on a lot for Boston College. Jerry York, his coach, talked a lot about him this morning, and he is doing a terrific job here tonight. That was a great check on that last one.
Another hard-hit throw there by Kevin Caulfield as he pinned Langfeld up against the wall.
Oh, they're really running at each other. I mean, you can just feel the emotion coming out of their pores. Both these teams are looking for an edge. If they can soften somebody up for later in the game where they might not handle the puck well because they got throttled earlier on, that's what they want to happen.
Well, Michigan's history, we told you earlier, they have won more championships and been in more championship games than anyone else. Now, Boston College has a pretty good history as well. This is their 19th appearance in the NCAA tournament. But there you see their lone championship team. They had more players in those days. Didn't they just 6 or 7 guys?
They must have had a couple more than that. They'd be awfully tired by the end.
Back in 1949, the one and only title for the BC Eagles.
And look at that hit. That's what we've been seeing throughout this first period. Almost 2 periods completed now. And there's the one. That was just a good one-on-one confrontation. And Brendan Buckley, with tremendous upper body strength, really finishing his hit.
Off the draw. Bobby Hayes will get to it for Michigan. He's checked there by Motto. And Reeser flies around the glass, but can't clear. Her the forecheck on Ncaa. Hunsicker able to keep in, rolled in, and Clemenson will hang on as players get together, but now will separate. Tomorrow, over on ABC Sports, you'll see the Senior PGA, the tradition, at 3 o'clock. Final round action coming up. Tom Wargo is your leader going into tomorrow's play from Scottsdale, Arizona. Fargo is at 12 under. Gil Morgan at 10 under. They see 4 others are 6 shots off the pace. The tradition final round action tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern, over on ABC Sports.
That's a lousy plus-minus, but it's a great golf score.
Yeah, you're right. Powers inside the zone. Spins away from a check. Little drop pass there. And here's Johnson. Left go from the angle. Was well wide of the net. Oh, there again.
Another big hit.
Again. Benita Mass native. Built like a rock. 6'2", 210 pounds. The junior.
Now we've got a penalty, and it's going to be Matt Herr.
As Reisner was knocked down to the ice.
He hit him from behind. I don't know what the call is going to be here, but I think the referee realized that he's got to settle this down. There are some really big collisions out there, and there's a lot of nastiness going on afterwards. Here's Buckley. This is about his 6th or 7th really big pop in this game. That's in the offensive zone. And then here's Herr, hits Reisner from behind. It didn't look like it was anything too damaging, but that's the one that ended up in a penalty. And there's a look at Matt Herr, a very frustrated Matt Herr. Power play for Boston College.
We mentioned, mistakes that happen on the ice. Taking a penalty that leads to a power play goal could turn out to be a crucial mistake, so you really have to be careful when you're going out of your way to make a physical play, like Buckley has been, for example, but he was not called on the penalty.
Well, what happens a lot in any hockey game anywhere is when there's a lot of hitting and stuff going on behind the play and there are no calls made, you know that all of a sudden the referee's going to make up his mind, I'm not going to take this anymore, and he decided right there on that Matt Herr hit. I wouldn't be surprised we see a flurry of calls from here on in for the rest of the game.
It's Herr checking from behind at 17:26. Third power play of the night for BC. Both goals tonight so far are even strength. Hemingway's shot went wide of the net. And that allows Michigan to come out easily shorthanded. Shorthanded chance. Whoa, a little tricky shot there. And Clemenson made the stop off Dale Rominski. Here's Farkas cruising at center. He's got the speed going. Beats one man, now trying to work to the outside. Use some of the space to his advantage, and dumps back to the point. It's deflected off Hayes' skate and bounds right to Farkas. Dumps it down low. Back to the point for Allen. Allen has thought about it, lets it go. Deflected, and Farkas has. Off for Belfay. He goes across now. Back for Allen. Fakes the shot. Now lets Arista go towards the front. Shot and score! On the power play! I believe it's Mike Lephart for Boston College. And the Eagles come back to take the lead. It's 2-1.
Give credit to the Boston College forwards for patience and for Bobby Allen, the defenseman, back on the point. This is a smart play. He gets boxed out a little, just decides to throw it down low. Then the control of the puck and the eventual finishing off job done by the forwards down low, Mike Lephart, and he'll throw it up and over Turco. But what really started it was Bobby Allen at the point, and Matt Herr was the man in the penalty box. That's why they had a power play. Mike Lephart, his 15th goal of the season.
A power play goal gives Boston College a 2-1 lead. And once again, the Fleet Center is rocking. I can only imagine what's going on up at the Heights in Chestnut Hill right about now, where they must be roaring their approval as well on the campus of Boston College.
Well, the defenseman on that power play was Allen and Motto. They handled the puck extremely well. And Allen just dishes it there. You can see he throws it down low. He's got 2 guys down low in front. They get a lucky bounce. They get some help. And Lephart didn't need a second chance there. I don't think that puck really ever sat flat for him, and I think it worked well for him because he was able to scoop it easier because it was not lying flat, right up and over the shoulder of Turco.
Lephart has been a big scorer for BC in the playoffs. Had a 4-game run in which he scored 4 goals, which helped through that Hockey East tournament, and had the game-tying goal in the Hockey East tournament final, which was played right here at the Fleet Center. It's Lephart. from Hemingway and Farkas on the power play at 18:38, 2-1 BC. Back out at center now. Here's Reisner. One-on-one. Marty Reisner. And his shot went wide as Berensweg did a good job to take him off the play. Final 35 seconds of the third. Centering pass. That, too, is broken up by Bubba Berensweg. Motto able to hold it. Throws it towards the front of the net as Johnson was upended in the crease area. Here's Michigan the other way with her, who you know has got to be pressing just a bit. It's his penalty that led to the go-ahead power play goal by BC. Caulfield thinking about his second of the night. Couldn't get the shot off. O'Leary throws in deeper.
Michigan recovers well, even though they've just been scored on. They've really settled down defensively. They're going to draw themselves in, and that's tough to do because it shakes you a little bit in a big game like this when you've just given up a goal.
The horn sounds. Boston College led 1-0 after 1. They lead 2-1 now after 2. And they are positively 20 minutes away from a national championship. And when leading after 2, the odds are certainly in their favor. The ESPN News Network is next, as you can see. National championship game. And we are in a 2-1 hockey game after 2 periods of play. Steve Levy along with Brian Engblom, and 1990-91 was the last time BC not only was in the final game or even the Frozen Four. That was the last time they were in the NCAA tournament, and here they are now 1 period away from winning it all.
Yeah, I think they really come through in the clutch. Michigan has sort of been on again and off again in their game, but Boston College has been much more consistent so far.
Some of the pictures, some of the pretty pictures from that period. In the first period, BC had a 1-0 lead and wound up being tied, and then they were able to reclaim the lead.
Well, Jeff Koch had a near goal. That one went off the goalpost, but it didn't count. Then Michigan finally got on the scoreboard. With Mark Kosick, just a lot of good hard work. He even used the head of Clemenson to get that one into the net, and a lot of hard hitting. We've seen so much of it in this game. Both sides really dishing it out. There's been some vicious hitting out there. There was a good one by Buckley, and I think some of the players are going to be softened up a little bit by this third period. Then the second BC goal, just a good play on the power play down low, and Mike Lephart was the guy who finished it up, throwing it up and over the shoulder. Shots on goal, 18 for BC, just a little bit of an advantage here. But as you can see, pretty much right across the board, everything is pretty even. That's why it's a 2-1 game.
All right, the fact that BC has been able to beat Marty Turco 2 times already might surprise a lot of people. It does not surprise Brian Johnson.
You can get it past any goalie, and you just have to go out there and do it. You know, there's some great goaltenders around the league, and obviously he's one of them. And you know, we haven't faced him. I haven't faced him at all. I don't know if anybody else on the team has. But you know, we have to go out there and still play the same game and not worry about who's in net.
18 shots have been fired at Turco. And at this point, they've beaten him 2 times. We get set for the start of the third period and what apparently will be the final period of the college hockey season.
Well, it's got to take a big push here by Michigan. They're certainly capable of doing it. Michigan is a team that adjusts very well. We've seen that throughout the current tournament. Some things have not worked very well for them. They certainly have not been able to get their puck control game going the way they did on Thursday night. So you got to make some adjustments. They've gotten the physical game going, that's for sure. They're only down by 1 goal. But Boston College has been really solid. Jerry York's boys are known for their offense. Their quick hits coming up the ice. They're cycling down low. But a lot of people underestimate how well they play defensively, and they have really shown it here in this game tonight. They think that they can do a good job of 1-goal games.
Set to go to start this third period. And we're underway. Boston College and their faithful. They have not won a hockey championship since 1949. They're 20 hockey minutes away from getting the title back. Johnson sliding face first, able to still make the pass, but it's dumped in on Clemenson.
I think Bobby Hayes was a little bit worried there. He was looking around for the referee to see if he was going to get a tripping call there. Johnson's so good at drawing penalties.
Icing, they'll bring it back down. into the Boston College zone. Well, we told you the last time BC won. The last time Michigan won the national championship, it's back in 95-96. First time in 32 years at that point. And a pretty good goal by Brendan Morrison in overtime. Won that game for Michigan, gave them the national title. Morrison, of course, went on to become the Hobie Baker winner. And I believe he's up with the New Jersey Devils now.
Yeah, he scored a goal last night. I guess he had 5 goals the night before down in the American League. That's why they brought him up. And he's been in contact. He's called a couple of his buddies here on this team to wish him good luck in the tournament.
We understand BC has gotten some support from some of their alumni as well.
Yeah, that's true. They had a fax from some of the New York Rangers, Kevin Stevens, Brian Leach, among others, that contributed to that fax, wishing their boys good luck.
Belfay from the side. Turco the save there. And it comes back the other way from Fox. Oh, his Fox just flattened by Belfay. Here's a break. Shot saved by Clemenson on a clean breakaway. Clemenson, the save of the night on Scott Matska to keep it at 2-1. With great action in the first $1.15 of this third period.
Well, Clemenson not giving them a chance at all. That was an unbelievable save. What a momentum turner that is.
Back the other way. They look to break it out with Mike Van Ryn. Here's Hemingway for Boston College. Check is thrown. Here's McCall now. McCall ridden into the end boards. Gets some help there from Mark Kosick. Kosick's got the lone goal for Michigan. Delayed penalty. Coming up. Delayed penalty against BC as Turco's out of the net, and Herr nearly put that one home. And now, finally, when BC gets possession, we get the whistle, and Michigan will go to the power play.
Michigan almost didn't need that penalty called against BC. Matt Herr had a terrific chance to score a goal, but just couldn't get his handle on it. But Clemenson made an unbelievable save on Scott Matska. Matska bursts through. Looked like he was trying to go 5-hole, but Clemenson just is so cool and calm. He stood there. It was a waiting game. Matska couldn't get him to move either way. And then here's the near miss right at the last second. Oh, man, just missed the wheelhouse a little bit. That's so difficult. If it had been back even an inch or two to the left, Matt Herr would have had a chance to get some stick on it. Otherwise, it ended up going underneath the heel of the stick. There's Ken Hemingway in the penalty box. So Michigan, with their backs against the door a little bit, they still got lots of time on the clock, but momentum-wise, they need to get at least some scoring chances, if not a goal here.
Remember, BC took the lead in the second period on the power play goal by Leppard. Back to the point. Michigan on the power play. That was blocked at the defense. Never made it on goal. And BC's able to clear with Andy Powers.
That was a smart play. A smart shot from the point, though. You don't have to shoot them hard. We've already seen that in this game. Chris Fox just threw that one to the front of the net. That one got cleared, but they need more of that stuff.
Here's BC now. This is shorthanded. Booker's shot right on. And the save by Turco.
That was a big save by Marty Turco. A shorthanded goal here would be devastating.
Here's Belfay now after he flattened the call, and a penalty coming up as Belfay drew the penalty. And that will even things up. Josh Langfeld will go. Making the always smooth transition from hard-hitting hockey to golf. But it's the college game, so that makes it easy. Tomorrow, here on ESPN, 12:30 p.m. Eastern, a 3-round, 54-hole tournament. Florida State leads going into the final round.
And here's the last penalty here. Langfeld pulling down Belfay. I think Michigan was maybe just a little bit back on their heels. Even though they were on the power play, they weren't playing with a lot of authority out there, and then they got rattled a little bit. Good job on the penalty kill there by Boston College.
Langfeld for the hook, 2:44. Will skate 4-on-4 for a $1.10. And then about a 40-second power play will continue on. Hard check is thrown as Mike Motto is sent down to the ice by Andrew Merrick. We go back the other way. Here's Reisner. Third period is Marty Reisner time. Here's Motto. Nearly pulled off a nifty play there. Motto
could smell that play coming. Reason just threw it out in front of the net. Motto was late coming up the ice, but he knew that whole front of the net area was open. He couldn't get there in time.
Reasoner, cross-ice pass. Johnson will bring it out to center. And circle back in. Got some steam. Here's Johnson. He's in. Shot. Save. Turco looked behind him. He thought it was in and it rolled to the side. Just wide of the net.
Well, the key there again, the turnover and the speed by Johnson and Boston College. And Michigan defensemen didn't come up and recover their position well enough, so they got backed in. You can't let Brian Johnson have extra room. Johnson got it, and he used it. Boy, Michigan just barely dodged a bullet there. Turco has not been that busy in this game, but boy, that was a huge save he had to come up with there.
Marty Turco on top of his game, able to keep his deficit just a single goal for now.
When I decided to train for this, I heard it all. Jehu, you fool, this is a desert. Jehu, it's 110 degrees, crazy things. I practice around 5-6 hours a day with the rumble pack. On the slopes, in the half pipe, Jehu is there. It's very spiritual. Just you and the mountain, and the snowboard, and the game.
1080 snowboarding only on Nintendo 64. Real close to the real thing.
I warn you, snowboarders, watch out for Jehu.
How do you get this equipment to these troops when there's a river between them? Build a bridge. Problem solving. You need it now in college. Learn it now in the Army Reserve.
A taco revolution. I am there.
Here's another look at Brian Johnson. You can see the room that he has. Look how deep he gets the penetration, and he ripped that one at Turco. Turco had to make a big save there. That's 4-on-4 situation, and again, Boston College, although there's only been 2 that I can remember, 4-on-4 situations, it's Boston College who have had the better chance on them, and it's Michigan who've been back on their heels trying to guard against that big speed of Boston College.
Clock ticks down. 40 seconds now left in this BC power play after the first penalty had expired. Belfay, who drew the penalty, back to the point, shot is blocked, and it nearly came to Farkas, and we have another penalty coming up.
This one happened in front of the net, right in front of Turco. Looks like Belfay. From the look of disgust on his face, we'll go back to a 4-on-4 situation for the next 28 seconds. A good opportunity lost for BC to pull away. This second line of Farkas, Belfay, and Lepard has been so strong in this championship round. They had a chance on the power play, but Belfay pulling down one of the Michigan players right in front. The Michigan player made it look pretty good, too. He couldn't have jumped much higher on that one. Definitely got the referee's attention. So 4-on-4 for the next 28 seconds.
Belfay drew a penalty that led to the power play. Now he takes it away with his own minor. So for 28 seconds, will be 4-on-4. Then Michigan will go to the power play. Boston College has a 2-1 lead. 15:45 to go here in the third period. And we continue at 4-on-4. Berensweg has now. And Bubba fires into the corner.
Berensweg
to the wall.
Berensweg's had a lot of ice time again. His minutes have to really be adding up.
Reasoner gets to it. Berensweg checks him. Comes up for Johnson, trying to turn on the Jets. Here's Johnson through center now. And the BC crowd wanted a call. Won't get one. Berensweg has. Berensweg shot. Oh, nearly had Clemens leaning the wrong way. BC banged it right off one of the officials' skates on the ice there. And the assistant referee trying to shake it off.
Good quick move there. They tried to set up one of their forwards down low. It was O'Leary right at the far blue line, at the Michigan blue line. Michigan wasn't quite aware of him. Lucky for them, it was bad pass.
Centering pass for Hurd. Just couldn't get to it. BC does. And they'll reverse the flow. Turns out to be a bad play because only Hurd's there. They go cross for McCullough. Gives it back to Hurd. Fakes the shot. Passes down low. Thrown back to the point. Cross for McCullough. The one-timer is blocked. Rolls in front of the net. Only BC players there. And they're able to clear 40 30 seconds left in the penalty to Belfay.
That was a great read by Chris Masters. He saw McCall was going to go for the one-timer. He charged right out at him, got a piece of the puck, and I think it made McCall take his eye off the puck, too. That would have been a blast to almost the top of the circle.
25 ticks left in the man advantage. Coming up on 14 left, regulation time. Michigan set up pretty well here. Shot from her is a pass, and he dumps it down low, gets it back. This time it's a shot, and it's blocked by the defense, and BC able to clear. 9 seconds left.
Oh, they've been strong on their goaltender. They've been strong down low in their own end all night long.
Michigan gets to it, thrown back to the point, but he split his own teammates, and Turco will play. Belfay out of the box, BC able to kill it off.
I'm starting to see some tired players out there, Steve. The hitting is really starting to catch up. There's a couple of guys that are really sauntering back to the bench, not because they're not interested, just because they don't have any energy left.
Thrown into the Michigan zone. Turco leaves it for Mike Van Ryn. Van Ryn checked by Belfay, and it comes up the wall. Crozier couldn't handle. Berensweg has. Trying to make the move, get around a couple of defenders. Crozier's in momentarily. Marcus back for BC the other way. Here's a chance. It's Belfay again. Belfay shot on the backhand. Saved by Turco as there was heavy traffic cruising the crease area.
And Leppard was going to the net. Turco didn't like that much. After Turco made the save, they took a pretty good shot at Leppard. Boston College wants that extra goal that'll put them 2 goals ahead. On the fly, very smart play. Blake Belfay protected the puck, made sure he got it to the net. That's what makes Boston College really tick. They throw everything at the net, and their offside wingers always know that the puck is going to get there. If he had gone to his forehand, there was a pretty good chance there that it would have been deflected away. So he didn't go for the big, hard shot. He just threw it at Turco, who now has 20 saves on the night, forcing Turco to make the save. Leppard might have had a chance at a rebound.
Reisner will take this face-off for Boston College, and he loses to Bobby Hayes. Comes up for Merritt, couldn't clear. Motto holds the zone, goes across now. Shot from Powers was blocked, and Michigan looks to break transition game. Merritt has just hooked it up to break up the play, and it's fired right back out to center. Hunsicker is back for Michigan. Pass off the skate of Giassa, and it rolls into the BC zone. Marty Hughes is back for it. Rolls off Motto's stick and dangerously in front of the net. But it comes back out to center. Here's Powers trying to break. Andy Powers, shot, save by Turco. The poke check with the stick to keep it a 2-1 game.
What a tremendous save by Turco. Incredible. Quick turn of events there. It looks like Boston College did have a terrific chance taking it out.
Here's a chance. Here's McCalton's shot. Save Clemenson. 2 dandy saves, 1 at each end. Great scoring opportunities for both of these schools.
That's what I love about both these teams, Steve. There's a chance at one end. The other team doesn't flinch. Okay, you guys didn't score. We're coming back the other way.
Matt Herr showing some good moves at center, able to flip in. Tell you what, for those that have not seen the college hockey game, college hockey is about fun. College hockey is about exciting. 2 games we saw in the 70s. This game has been tremendous end-to-end hockey. Hemingway will throw into the corner. Rolls up for Josh Langfeld. Cross from Mark Kosick. He's got the lone Michigan goal. Here's Kosick. Fast shot. Saved by Clemenson again. With the 20-year-old freshman making the stop. Tony Hutchins now down the wing.
Another really good clearing job by the Boston College defense. That was Rob Scuderi. He cleared that one away. Michigan would have had a chance at a rebound.
And we get a whistle now for the no-touch icing.
Scott Clemenson has only allowed 1 goal in this hockey game. He has been outstanding. Another chance. You can see from that angle, there was nothing to shoot at.
Jockey. Great underwear.
Let them know you're jockey.
There's a company out there in the business of moving things. It's not a trucking company. It's not a shipping company.
Marty Turco's been terrific in this game, too. He's been tested on some point-blank shots. This was a clear-cut breakaway. He was beaten for a second, but the ability to recover with that stick, that was a tremendous poke check. That's the reason he's got 126 career wins, folks.
Marty Turco and Michigan down 2-1 with 11:04 to go. Back behind the net now. Comes up to the point. Kept in by BC. Through a deflection, but wide. And Berenswig, first pass out of the zone. Here's Michigan breaking in now. Shot from the angle. Went through the crease from Langfeld.
That one handcuffed Clemenson a little bit. He wasn't quite sure on that one. Lucky it was wide.
Here's O'Leary trying to make the burst of speed. Delayed offside, though, and Jeff Koch the other way for Michigan. Shot wide of the net. Langfield had that one as well. Hunsaker's shot was deflected in front by Langfeld and really changed directions on Clemenson. Here's Crozier, and you get the feeling Michigan is starting to pick it up a little bit here.
And here's a penalty. They might have their chance. This is going to be an interference call, probably on O'Leary down low. Michigan's going to have a chance in the power play.
Langfeld was taken down, and it's a delayed call against Boston College. And now, as they touch up, we get the whistle, and a power play coming up for Michigan. They desperately need a goal. But then again, they desperately needed a goal back on March 24th, 1996. Maybe not the most important goal in Michigan history, but certainly the most creative. And from Mike Legg in the Western Regional, that wound up tying the hockey game for Michigan. The Wolverines were down 2-1 when he scored that ESPY Award winner. That tied the game. They went on to get a victory. They could use a goal or any kind of goal like that to try and tie this one here.
That is artistry. That is a terrific goal. I have never seen one scored exactly like that. And I remember when I saw it the first time around, he went, wow, that's creativity. And especially in a pressure situation, not many guys can do that.
Yep. Playoff, it was a playoff game, down 2-1. And he got, speaking of great, Fred Berenson.
He just had a little chat with his players, perhaps wondering if anybody had that in their bag of tricks. Now's the time to pull it out, guys.
Hey, who can do the leg goal quick?
Hands up, please.
Fred Berenson, who once scored 6 goals in a game against the Flyers back in 1968, to put him in himself. Centering pass, broke it up, but it does come back to the point. This is a power play now for Michigan as they look to set it up. Kostek, the goal scorer for the Wolverines, dumps it down low. Good play by Bobby Allen to cut it off. Furr gets to it, and it's sent behind the net.
Michigan's got Bill McCall back on the point as usual. The best plays on the power play have started from McCall.
Here's Kostek now. Fox works the other point with McCall. And here's McCall. One-timer deflected, catches nothing but glass. Kostek there now. He's checked by Allen. Motto will get to it and clear. Minute 9 left in the man advantage.
Boston College is really fronting McCall well. They know how dangerous he is. He wants to take that one-timer shot, but every time he has so far in this game, somebody's only a few feet directly in front of him. The shot can't get through to Clemenson.
Furr throws the check, kicks the puck up along the wall. Powers couldn't clear. It's kept in. Roller towards the front of the net. Couldn't get a stick on it. They went wide. Here's McCall now. Bill McCall, the third leading scorer in Division I hockey. Marty Reisner came in as number 1.
Michigan's made a lot of nice plays 5-on-5 and on the power play, but they haven't been quite crisp. They've always been just a hair off, a fraction off here or there, and it's allowed Boston College to recover each and every time.
Here's Fox now carrying at center. Michigan in across the line, but just for a second as Buckley breaks it up and clears. 15 seconds left in the power play. Turco turns it over. Chance for the angle shot, saved, and Turco is real happy about that, I'm sure. The stop off Matt Mulhern. Turco, who we've been praising for handling the puck so well, he didn't handle it all that well there, and Mulhern had the opportunity.
Turco's really good at handling the puck. He looks up ice. He's trying to figure out where his players are going to. He inadvertently hands it right over to Boston College Mulhern. This shot's not really that dangerous, but any shot on net has the potential, naturally. No matter how good a goaltender you are, no matter how well you normally handle the puck, sometimes when you double clutch or you change your mind, which is what I think Turco did, it ends up on the stick of the opposition. That time it was Matt Mulhern who got the free shot.
Tell you what, they're 8-14 away from a party here in Boston, a party that they haven't seen probably since 1949, the last time they won a national championship. Face-off. Won by Michigan. Berensweg gets to it. And up the middle of the ice, here's Rominski. And it's just offside at the BC blue line. Gives us a chance to step out. 8:02 to go. Here in the third. That's regulation time. BC by 1.
How would you like great-looking buns without all those silly leg kicks? Introducing Better Buns, the revolutionary exerciser that sculpts, firms, and shapes your buns in just minutes a day. Simply attach the adjustable foot strap and you're ready to go. Ordinary pelvic tilts don't isolate the glute muscles. Better Buns' unique design specifically targets these muscles.
Better Buns is the first thing that works for me. And it works quickly. I feel better and I look better.
With Better Buns, I just use it for a few minutes every day. I look great, I feel toner, I feel better, and what can I say? I love it.
Call now and get Better Buns for only $19.95 on this special TV offer. Don't put it off any longer. Get Better Buns today. Call now.
Order Better Buns today. Call 1-800-563-8822. Also available exclusively at Kmart. For faster delivery, call now. 1-800-563-8822.
These are two good comeback hockey teams, but only one has to come back now, and that's Michigan. They came back to win 4 games when trailing after 2 periods this season. That includes last Saturday night's 4-3 win over North Dakota in the Ncaa West Regional. They were down 3-2 in that one after 2. So this one, as we approach under 8 minutes left, is far from over. 5-on-5. And BC looks to come out with Andy Powers. Powers is dumped from behind as he threw inside the zone. Johnson gets to it, rolls off his stick, and Crozier there for Michigan forces it out.
Yeah, there was a lot of talk about Michigan's ability to handle close games. They had 16 one-goal victories. They were down by 1 goal here. And Boston College people and players are saying, hey, we're not bad at it either. They have a lot of confidence. They aren't worried at all about playing a tight game, even though they're considered mostly an offensive team. They've shown great two-way play here tonight.
Langfeld throws in for Michigan. BC look to come out. Errant pass at center, can't click. It's Langfeld again. And Langfeld's been really strong this period. Shot on goal is a save from Clemenson with no traffic in front of him. Here's Lepart. He's got the game winner right now. Lepart to the front of the net as Belfay had a face full of glove from Marty Turco.
Well, they're going to the net so much, they're going right into the crease. Turco's not getting penalties because he's allowed to defend his turn.
This is Sparkus, spins and wheels towards the front of the net. The problem for Turco to stop that one, and Michigan clears. But here's a chance to break. It's Scott Metzger shot. Hit the post. Did Clemenson get a piece, or did they all post? Either way, very close from tying this game for Michigan was Scott Metzger. Here's Kosick now for her. Her spins away from the check. Comes back to the point for Fox. Lets it go. It's blocked by Belfay, who went down. The deflection, Ockerman's shot. Score! On the rebound. It's Mark Kosick. His second goal of the game has tied it up for Michigan. It's 2-2 with 6:12 to go.
Sometimes you could feel goals coming. You could feel Michigan coming on. Kosick with his second goal of the game, and both of them have been exactly the same style. He just never gives up on the play. If he has to put it in his pocket and jump into the net, he's ready to do it. He gets away just at the last second and scoops it over Clemenson. Clemenson could see it getting away from him. Again, he got a piece of it. The first one that Kosick scored went off his head. Second one off the shoulder. And Mark Kosick, for good reason, all pumped up, the freshman, with both goals here for Michigan tonight.
Well, you want to talk about pressure and nerve-wracking hockey. This is it. 6:12 to go in the national championship game. It's Michigan and BC now tied at 2.
And again, maybe a look at the future there for the University of Michigan. Mark Kosick, a very talented young man, a freshman. Got 3 more years in front of him after this one.
But Carlton Fox get credit for the assist. On the goal from Kosick, his second of the night at 13:48 here of the third period. He scored at 7:42 in the second, which tied it at 1-all. BC scored first. Michigan tied it. BC scored again. Michigan tied it. And who's got the next goal? At center ice now. McCall takes out Powers, throws inside the zone.
Marty Reisner hasn't been able to get free very much in this game. Bobby Hayes has been out there an awful lot against him for the University of Michigan. He's really quick. He's a smart defensive player, and he's done a nice job against Reisner. Reisner can push his spot, but I think he's getting a little bit frustrated now. He just tried to draw a penalty there, but it's not going to work.
Back at center. Oh, his Johnson just flattened by McCall. But he gets right back up. He's tough. He's a hockey player. He won't miss a shift, even if he is a freshman. 4:56 to go here in the third. We're tied at 2.
Most people tell you, oh, Rolling Rock's got the long neck so your hand doesn't get the beer all warm when you're holding it. The truth is, it's a survival of the fittest thing, natural selection. Think about it. Hot day, beer's in a cooler, ice is melting, water level rising. If you got a longer neck, you don't drown. Basic evolution. I'm thinking of like writing a pamphlet.
There's a medical emergency, but no hospital. What do? Build one. Leadership. Learn it now in the Army Reserve. Use it now in your career.
Revolution. I am there.
Steve Levy, Brian Engblom back at the Fleet Center in Boston. And Boston College in the home whites. They find themselves in a tie hockey game with the team in gold, Michigan, for the national championship. Michigan looks to move ahead to center. I mean, every dump in now is a crucial play. Every pass made, every pass missed. And there's an injured player down on the BC end, and that's Bobby Allen, who was crunched into the end boards.
Boy, he really was flattening. He's in definite pain. It looks like a shoulder problem there. You could hear the hit from up here as he crunched into the boards. Trainer out to take a look at him and see if we can pick it up. He's off balance. He's trying to make the play. His legs go out from underneath him. He can see the boards coming up. And that right shoulder, yeah, the right shoulder is tucked underneath him there. And I'm guessing that that's what the problem was. When you get twisted around like that and you hit the back of your shoulder like that, pretty tough.
Bobby Allen is a freshman from Hull, Massachusetts, who's already getting awards from the Boston Bruins. Despite being a freshman, he picked up the John Carlton Memorial Trophy, which the Bruins hand out to outstanding student athletes in Eastern Massachusetts hockey. Right now, he's feeling the pain.
Oh, he's in great difficulty there. Collarbone area, shoulder area. I mean, you know, we could speculate on anything, but from the way he looks right now, I mean, I'd be very, very doubtful he's going to be able to finish this hockey game with only 4.5 minutes to go.
Allen did have an assist on the Lephart goal, which was the tying goal, actually the go-ahead goal at the time for BC.
Bobby Allen's made some good plays from the point, especially on the power play. Here's another look. You can see his legs go out from underneath him. There's nothing you can do at this point. You know the boards are coming up. You try to protect yourself as best you can, but you don't quite know what's going to be the worst point of impact. He's up and moving around now. Looks like he's headed to right directly to the locker room, so we'll see if he comes back, but boy, I wonder.
But we're taking care of the college hockey season. We'll wrap it up tonight. We'll get back into the National Hockey League season. Come Tuesday night, National Hockey Night. Never a dull moment when the Blues and the Red Wings get together. St. Louis and Detroit, both victorious today as they push for playoff position in the Western Conference. And there are the standings in the West.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
The second.
Look at that log jam down at the bottom. Those teams biting their fingers for a couple of weeks already. Who's going to make it in, who won't?
4:35 to go. Tricky time. You know, you have a lull. You're thinking about your teammate. You can't afford to think about it too long because a mistake could be critical. Here's Belfay breaking it. Hit the post on the backhand. What a move by Belfay there.
Belfay with tremendous speed through the middle. And I think from what I've seen with Boston College, their #1 line can't get free. The second line has it.
Here's a chance. Shot. Rebound. And McCall couldn't tee it up. It's on the outside of the net. On the outside of the net. And the Michigan fans who are behind that net just went wild.
Billy McCall is frustrated. He made a great play coming through the middle of the ice, and he got handcuffed on the rebound. But here's the first play by Belfay at the other end of the ice. That one hit the outside of the goalpost. I think Turco was with him all the way. Belfay is really good at staying with the puck and using that backhand. And here's the last shot by McCall. See how it handcuffed him? It just wouldn't slide fast enough. The ice looks like maybe it's getting a little bit soft. The puck just sort of had a little bit of backspin. Got back in the wheelhouse there where you can't get it forward or backward. Otherwise, he'd have had a one-shot swipe on the backhand on that short side.
BC trying to move out. We're under 4 minutes to play. Third period, regulation time. Here's Buckley. Centering pass for Gianta, who's down on the ice, sometimes more than he's on his skates, but still nonetheless effective.
The Boston College players never double-cross themselves. Coaches will always tell you if you throw the puck to the net consistently, the offside winger will continue to go. If you don't, they lose interest. This Boston College team, they never lose interest. They always go.
Nice pass to Powers from Johnson, who is upended. And Rominski comes away. Off for Crozier. Michigan looking to break. Won't happen here. Motto's pass is a turnover. Shot from the angle. Clemenson, the stop there off Rominski's shot. It's kept in by Hunsaker now. Dumps it back deep. Rominski is there, playing the body. Comes up for Johnson. A little soft backhand pass. Was trying to hit his teammate Hutchins. Couldn't find him. Shot right there is a shoulder save by Turco from Marty Hughes' shot. We're under 3 to go in regulation. Justin Clark out ahead to center. Leaves there for Bill Traynor. Trainor's shot just wide of the net. Motto playing the body on his man. Front of the net. Hughes the only player to get to it, and he plays for Boston College.
Good recovery again by the Boston College players down low in front. It looked for a second as if Michigan might have a chance. Justin Clark walking it out of the corner, but then he met a player in front, couldn't finish the play.
Chris Fox pinning his man. Hunsaker will get to it for Michigan. 2:20 to go. Third period regulation time. This is the single national championship game. Winner take all. We're tied at 2. Push from the angle. Comes back up along the wall. Chris Fox towards the net. And Clemenson, the freshman, cool and calm, kicks it into the corner. Under 2 minutes to go now, tied at 2. For the national championship. Centering pass came in front. Shot from the angle. Goes wide by Matsko. All sorts of Michigan pressure here. And finally BC able to come out. Belfay lost his edge. But it's okay because Buckley's there to recover for BC.
Michigan's gaining some intensity here. This is a 2-2 hockey game. They were the team that scored last. They're really trying to take it to Boston College before they can recover.
Here's Matt Hurt trying to make the move. Johnson trying to make the move. He can't. Johnson's in. Shot. Glove down by Turco. And we'll get the whistle. And that'll only add to the drama with the big clock in the middle of the ice saying 1 minute and 22 seconds left in regulation.
Oh, Brian Johnson, look at that move. He just jumped backwards almost when he was going full speed. His vision is terrific. He saw the player coming from his left side, jumped up in the air, moved completely to the left, kept control of the puck, and kept going. But he and Reisner and Powers on the top line have had flashes where they've had some chances, but then there's been long stretches, too, where they've had absolutely nothing. But that Farkas, Belfay, Lephart line in particular have done a great job. And also Caulfield, Masters, and O'Leary. Caulfield was one of the goals in this game. Pretty good depth up front for Boston College, but Michigan still, I think, is the team with the momentum right now.
They're on their feet here at the Fleet, and I got a feeling they won't be sitting until the final horn sounds here. 1:22 left, and if you could ask for anything else in a championship game, I don't know what it would be. And the puck went into the bench, but I never heard the whistle. And they separate with 1:15 left.
Don't you get the feeling that Bubba Behrensweg has played the whole 60 minutes? I mean, he's out there all the time. This guy has had a terrific tournament. Red Berenson said about him, 6 to 8 weeks ago, he became a power for us back on defense. He used to love to just rush the puck like he's doing here. He did the smart play there. He just got it out of the zone, took a pretty nasty hit. When he first came in as a freshman, he's a junior now. First came in, he wanted to just go up and down, play run and gun. You can tell he loves to do it. Big man, good skater, handles the puck well. Red Berenson said, no, Bubba, we're not going to play that way. You got to play defense first. But 6 to 8 weeks ago, according to Red Berenson, he became the complete two-way defenseman, and boy, he has shown it here.
Behrensweg scored against a pretty good goaltender growing up in the youth leagues in the Chicago area. Played against Sarah Teeting, the women's goaltender for the United States team that just won the gold medal. So he's practiced against some of the best.
And he's one of those guys that has no fear. And in a situation like this, in a tie game, the guys who have no fear, you pick them up with a big play.
Shot the side of the net, couldn't get to it. Fox does for Michigan. Final minute to go, regulation time. This is it. One mistake will cost you a national title. Out of center. Here's Matt Herr. Herr trying to break in. Herr on his backhand. It's off the back of the net. He's knocked outside by Robin Scuderi. And Blake Bellefay trying to break in. Here's Bellefay now. And Fox took the puck away. And Fox is flattened face first into the glass.
Bellefay's had a terrific second half of the game. He's made some really slick plays, constantly going to the net, pounding around. He obviously is not out of gas yet.
Under 20 seconds left regulation. Tied at 2. Turco able to clear with some help from his defense. Final 10 seconds now. Fox is back for it. 3, 2, 1. Can you say sudden death overtime for a national title?
44th career overtime game, third time this season. Now we're going to see it all over again here, folks. This has been every bit the hockey game we hoped it would be. These two teams are battling.
I'm not sure what else you could ask for except for more hockey, and we'll get it. But first, the ESPN News Network after these messages. Boston can't get rid of us. Can't get rid of Michigan or Boston College. Welcome back inside the Fleet Center. Steve Levy along with Brian Engblom. It's sudden death, I guess, for one team. For the other team, it's sudden title. I mean, already we've reached classic proportions of sudden death now in a championship game.
Yeah, this is everything I think we hoped the game would be. I think there's been more physical contact than at least I expected, but these two teams are just going nose to nose.
Hey, college hockey, it's been a lot of fun right throughout. Regardless of who wins, it's been great entertainment right from the start.
Well, Caulfield got things going for BC. He smoked one right inside the far post. That made it 1-0 BC. Then Kostic with an excellent individual effort. Didn't give up on it. That tied it up at 1-1 in the second. Then Mike Lephart on the power play. The rebound upstairs, 2-1. And then Kostic again, not giving up. Unbelievable work. Both these teams doing whatever it takes. And boy, have we seen collisions time after time after time. And that is going to have a wearing effect. Some of the main players in this game are looking a little bit tired right now. But the stats pretty much right across the board, very even. Scoring chances a little bit in favor of Michigan. But otherwise, you see why it is a 2-2 hockey game.
Now, the Ncaa basketball tournament was praised as one of the best in recent memory. It was terrific. It has nothing on what has been a great Ncaa hockey tournament. This will be the third overtime game so far. This, of course, the championship game.
Ohio State University, Andrew Signoretti. This is how they got to the tournament in the first place. That's his overtime goal to bring them here to Boston. And then Mark Mowers did it for UNH as they knocked out Boston University. So we've seen our share of overtime games in this tournament, and we're going to another one here tonight.
And we are expecting a dramatic finish. This is only the 9th championship overtime game ever. 6 of the previous 8 finished in the first 5 minutes. The guy who knows something about Boston College miracle finishes is on hand, rooting for his alumni, his alma mater. That's Doug Flutie, of course, the former great BC quarterback. Some of the overtime numbers. The longest, you see, 40 minutes. The shortest, 13 seconds back in '94. And we're underway. This is sudden death overtime from Boston. There is no game 2 of this series. This is it. Sudden death or sudden national champion. At center ice, Bubba Berensway has for Michigan. Michigan in the gold. Boston College in the white. Here's Marty Reisner to Ncaa. Ncaa shot. Save! Took on it. Nearly rolled across the line. Brian Johnson got the shot off, and it nearly rolled across the line, but Turco kept it out.
Oh, the tension in the air just for a second there was incredible. Brian Johnson couldn't quite find the handle on it, but when he did, he will throw it at the net. Nice centering pass. Look at Johnson keep his balance there. Get the shot on net. A little bit of a handcuff job there. Turco got a piece of it. He wasn't quite sure where it was. We'll get a real good look from the net cam. It handcuffs him on the right side. Fortunately for Turco, he's able to keep it out. That was after the fact, folks. The whistle had already gone. No goal.
Marty Turco, of course, has already won a championship a couple of seasons ago. Of course, there you see some of the freshman numbers and a freshman, remember, in goal down at the BC end. Fox gets to it for Michigan. At center, Johnson. As Reisner lets the shot go and a save, Turco up high. Marty Reisner, we told you, gets better as the game goes along. In fact, 16 of his 33 goals this season have come in the third period. Even better, 9 of the 16 in the final 5 minutes of third period play. And here we are in period number 4.
Wow, that's incredible. Both teams, you always start your big guns. And we saw it from Boston College. They came out with a good push, a couple of shots on net, and certainly the chance by Ncaa, the best one so far. So is it Michigan's turn? Can they get back out there? They got Bill McCall. He's their leading gunslinger. They'd like to get the puck to him. Like to get the puck to anybody. Get some shots on Clemenson.
I'll tell you what, pretty good chance to start, though, right there by Ncaa. Belfay will take the draw up against her. Belfay wins it, and everybody's just firing towards the front of the net. That's the way to go in overtime. Comes back up on the point. Buckley throws in deep. Spark is there. Tried to center. It was broken up. Burr is flying at center now. Trying to make the one-on-one move. Can't beat the defenseman Buckley. And that allows Scuderi to come away. Lockhart has. Lead there. And we're offside at the Michigan blue line. 18:51 here in the overtime.
In an overtime situation, there's no such thing as a bad shot on goal. You just throw everything to the net. Overtime records, Michigan 5-0-1, Boston College 1-2-5. For whatever it's worth, the style of play that Boston College plays, constantly throwing the puck to the net, the offside guy constantly crashing the net, that's the type of scenarios that you want in overtime hockey. I would think that would favor Boston College, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that's the way the game's going to end.
Face off at center. Michigan able to get to the loose puck. And every dump in overtime is a good play. Back from Artie Hughes. Hughes trying to work it out ahead and just flips it to center. Hunsicker will be back for it for Michigan. Turco leaves for him. 90 seconds into overtime. Sudden death or sudden title. Here's Matska at center. Matska flying now. Gives it off to the wing. Shot from the angle. Clemenson has it. And you can see the Boston College players getting their hands up. Hey, where's the whistle? They want the quick whistle there. And it almost didn't come.
And the people oohing and awing here, too, wondering if Clemenson was going to come away from that close goalpost and let that one squeak in.
Earlier, we showed you Brendan Morrison scored the game-winning goal in overtime for Michigan to win their championship a couple of seasons ago. You know, he wore uniform number 9. That's the number Mark Kosick wears for Michigan. And you're looking at him. He has the 2 Michigan goals tonight. That would be, I'd say, a pretty good hat trick for the freshman from Victoria, BC. Along along with Brian Engblom, I'm Steve Levy. This is the Fleet Center in Boston, and this is a different kind of National Hockey Night. This is for a national championship. And right off the draw, Clemenson had to be ready. Another freshman in net. We told you earlier, BC only has 2 seniors in the lineup tonight. Amazing how players so young were able to handle the pressure.
Well, once you get to the game and it's warm and you've been into it, if you've had a lot of ice time, you just continue to play. You can't think about what the consequences are. You just have to go out there. And the guys with the great skill and that no fear factor, those are usually the ones that come up with the great plays under pressure and finish games off like this.
Scuderi able to tie his man up, and we'll get the whistle on the face-off deep inside the BC zone.
Everybody's fear factor is a little bit different, Steve. For some people, depending on your position, for a defenseman, some guys just sit back and try to play defense. Red Berenson hammers away on defense first. Jerry York does the same thing. They want to have their offensive guns get the opportunities to become stars. That's ideally. But each individual within himself has to decide, am I in the mode? Am I on tonight? Do I have it in me to do something great tonight? And that's what you're looking at your big guns to do.
Oh, Herr got the shot off, and I think Clemenson got some of the glove on that right off the face-off. Tricky little play by Matt Herr, the captain of Michigan. Herr fires that shot way wide of the net, and it comes up for Andy Powers. The big line is on for BC. So Michigan will be wary of that. Reisner, Johnson, and Powers out there for Boston College.
And I think Michigan would like to get a line change here too, perhaps. Bobby Hayes has played a fair amount against Reisner's line, although he's not out there right now.
Fired inside the Michigan zone. Baseball fans, stay tuned. Baseball tonight is coming up. We can't tell you exactly what time because we don't know when this one will be finished. Baseball tonight is next. Here's Belfay now, trying to make the move. Couldn't split around Bubba Berensweg, and Michigan will just pop it out the center. Here's Herr, who's getting tons of ice time in the OT. Off from McCullough, and now they'll go for a change. Back the other way. Lepart's got a goal in the game. Lets the shot go. It's blocked by Mike Van Ryn. Off to Chris Fox, and it just squeaks out of the zone for Sterry. Can't find a man. It's a 2-on-1 for Michigan. Shot blocked out to the fence. What a play there by Brendan Buckley, who's been super strong inside the Boston College zone all night.
Oh, Brendan Buckley made a game-saving play here. Buckley has been tremendous. His physical presence has been something to watch the entire night, but watch this defensive play. It's a 2-on-1. He goes down, recovers himself well, lies down. He's the one that made the save, folks. Clemenson was looking to his left, wondering where the puck was, and Buckley was right back up on his feet. See how he had to recover? He came from his right, had to recover. There's the other Michigan player. Buckley played it perfectly.
Face off in the neutral zone. BC gets to it. Who's going to make the mistake? Who's going to make the great play? Who's going to be a national champion tonight here in Boston? Flipped out ahead. Tried to keep in, but unable to do so. At the blue line was Mike Van Ryn. I mean, it's tough for the players and the pressure they feel. At least they can do something about it. I think about all the fans at Chestnut Hill and the fans in Ann Arbor who are probably going wild right now on every single shift.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of tired bodies out there, too. And for Michigan, Michigan has gone with 4 defensemen the entire night again. And now it starts to add up into overtime. Add to that, Boston College, of course, lost Bobby Allen. He has a sprained shoulder. On a tough hit, he went into the end board. So they're down to 5D. They've used their bench a little bit more so, but you're going to go with your horses in this overtime.
All right, Michigan trying to break through. Can't split the defense, Josh Langfeld. And it comes out ahead to center. Here's Jamie O'Leary now. O'Leary and Berensweg put him down and took the puck.
Good defensive play by Berensweg. It was a nifty move by O'Leary, but Berensweg is with him.
Langfeld rips it, catches glass. Langfeld to the corner, dumps back to the net for Koch. Koch is hammered there, but Langfeld picks it up. Centering pass in front. All sorts of bodies flying, but BC able to break it back the other way. Here's Jamie O'Leary. O'Leary trying to put on the one-on-one move around Hudson. Centered off the side, and Turco had to be ready.
That's the kind of shot I'm talking about. That was from behind the end goal line, but it actually hit Turco in kind of a weird angle. That had a chance to go in, even though the guy who shot it, I believe it was O'Leary, was almost behind the goal line. There's no such thing as a bad shot.
Johnson ties up his man. Michigan gets to it, but they can't clear. Here's Reisner. Reisner lets the into the overtime. Johnson is spun around and put down by Hunsaker. Shovels the top three for Powers, and he sort of shoveled it by him. Here's Motto forcing the play. Boy, when do you take a chance? When don't you take a chance? This is high-risk hockey right now.
Especially if defensemen are going to jump up and get involved in the play. If they're going to get caught deep and they do not finish the playoff, you know that the way both of these teams are geared, the other team's coming back the other way. Marty Turco under pressure in his last couple of shifts. Again, BC just gets the puck to the net. Not much on that one, but look at how it hopped. Ooh, and there was a little bit of room on that short side, too. Marty Turco didn't seem to bother him at all.
At this stage, bad goal counts just as much as a great goal, right?
Absolutely. Nobody will care how it goes in, and you can make up your own story to tell your grandchildren later on and say you went through the whole team. Doesn't matter.
Face-off, won by Michigan. Fox gets to it for the Wolverines. Up the far side for Bill McCall. McCall can't get it out of the zone. Michigan recovers and now able to clear. This is sudden death overtime. A national championship on the line. Next goal wins, winner take all. And it's the no-touch icing, and they'll bring it back down into the BC end. 14-18 left in this first overtime.
Well, face-offs are always critical. We saw a couple times early on in the hockey game where both teams were guilty of being a little bit sloppy off the face-off. There were some good scoring chances. Michigan knocked one in right off the post. It didn't end up being a goal, but it really scared the heck out of Boston College. So now in overtime, face-offs even more critical, and it's been pretty even all night.
We've documented BC has just 2 seniors, while only Harvard and BU have a younger team all around than Michigan. Michigan's average age, just over 20, 20.2 years of age. So the third youngest team in all of D1 college hockey. So lots of youth out there for both teams, meaning inexperience, and you would think mistakes, but you don't get to this point by making a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, that's true. Jerry York, before the game, I talked to him about line matchups. He's going to use his big guns, as is Red Berenson in this overtime. But Jerry said throughout the course of this game, I'm not going to worry too much about matchups. I know what's going to happen. He said, you don't do that with college players. You just got to let them play. You can't frustrate them and sit a guy on the bench and say, okay, sorry, you can't go right now. Wait your turn, come back off early. He's just been rolling them as much as he can to try to get the right guys out at the right time, regardless of matchups.
Scramble right in the upper slot area, and Michigan able to knock it out of harm's way. Caulfield lets it flow. Gloved up high by Turco. Hard hit thrown by O'Leary, and it'll be at the laid off side, but BC clears the zone. Hunsaker spins away from the check. Comes across for Bubba Berenswijk. Berenswijk, the big shot. Stick save by Clemenson. Right back on, and Clemenson had to be ready for that one as well. Shots are 29-28. Here in overtime, shots are 4-2 in favor of Michigan. And another whistle with 13:25 left in this first OT.
Well, both these goaltenders have done a terrific job in this game. 2-2 hockey game. Clemenson, the rookie out of Iowa. Nothing seems to bother this kid. He kind of amazes me. Turco at the other end of the ice for Michigan seems to have had the tougher shots to handle, and at times has looked as if he's been a little bit uptight, but he has battled. And those are the types of games where you really need the experience. If you have to battle, you got to have that experience to hang in there, and I think Turco has done that, but it's certainly been an even game when it comes to the goaltenders.
BC controls possession of the puck off the faceoff. And they look to move ahead. Here's Marty Hughes now at center. Hughes cutting in on his backhand, centering pass. No one able to get to it for BC, and it's slapped right back out. And right back out into the Michigan bench. Better than 18,000 fans on hand tonight. 18,276. That's a new NCAA hockey championship record. And they do it well here at the Fleet in Boston.
A lot of tired bodies out there now. But if there's a goal-scoring chance either end of the ice, you'll see these guys dig down even if they're absolutely exhausted. The key is not to get caught out there on a long shift. That is imperative. You must change quickly, and you know those two coaches behind the bench are constantly reminding their guys about that.
At center, Herr will flip in on the backhand into the Boston College zone. Rob Scuderi is back for it, the freshman from Long Island, New York. Scuderi plays catch. And now, centering pass, bit of a dangerous one to Reisner. Looking for Ncaa, and it just hopped off his stick. And we get a whistle. Is that icing? I thought it went off Ncaa's stick.
Yeah, I did too. That's what the fans are booing about here. Seems like kind of a strange call.
Marty Reisner is talking to the referee about it as well.
Yeah, Ncaa's pointing to his stick right now. Hey, that went off my stick, but it was called icing. Longest overtimes, championship game, 37 minutes, 11 seconds back in 1989. And that's the record in 1991, 21 minutes and 57 seconds.
So this being the third longest game in college hockey history. Championship history, I should say. Remember who you're working with here, Brian. Penguins Capitals mean anything to you?
Oh, that's right. I forgot. You're the overtime king. This could go on to Lamoureux.
Face-off, won by Michigan. Centering pass. And Leppard gets to it. Trying a headman as Farkas was looking to break ahead of the pack. Here's Belfay. Belfay and Farkas. Farkas has a shot. Ripped it wide of the net. And Motto can't keep in the zone, and it's back inside the BC zone.
Throughout the course of the game, shift after shift, the most dangerous line has been Farkas, Belfay, and Leppard for Boston College. And again, even in this overtime on that last shift again, you give them even a sniff, they're going to turn it into something. Those three guys for Boston College have just really played a solid game. They work so well together. They move the puck around well. And again, they throw the puck to the net all the time, and the offside guy is always going there. Here's a quick turnover. This is the line that I'm talking about. They all have great quickness. Jeff Farkas went as far as he could go. Tried to catch the goaltender. Turco moving across, but missed the target.
Face off at center. Masters beats Merrick. Let's go! And it's Buckley ahead. How strong has Brendan Buckley been in this hockey game?
He has been tremendous for us. Really impressive.
Giveaway, but O'Leary couldn't take it out of his skates. And it's back the other way for Justin Clark. BC gets control, and here's O'Leary. O'Leary's in. Shot! Hit the post! Hit the post! Jamie O'Leary just hit the post here in sudden death overtime. And Fox will get to it on the delayed offside. It was there for O'Leary, and he caught too much higher.
These two teams haven't given up physically. They're really picking their spots again. Some really heavy checks dished out again. Maybe they can wear a guy down and make him get tired early on his shift. Catch him out there on the ice and take advantage.
Here's Reisner now with Ncaa. Reisner and Ncaa trying to get it back. O'Leary's shot! Stopped again by Turco. How does Jamie O'Leary have anything left in the tank on this shift? Back the other way. Here's Michigan's opportunity now. Matska couldn't get the one-timer. Berenswig's shot is a stick save, out of play, and into the crowd. Wow.
Even the crowd's tired. They're on edge every time there's a quick turnover, an outnumbered attack, even a hint of a goal-scoring chance. O'Leary has had the best scoring chance, and he hit the post. Great body lean there, protecting the puck, knows the goaltender's down, off the crossbar. Everything but net. Terrific effort there by O'Leary. Turco goes down, as any goaltender would, takes away the bottom part of the net, probably suspecting that O'Leary is concentrating so much on protecting the puck that he may not be able to get it up, but he did. Too bad, though. An inch or two too much.
Leary is one of those two seniors for BC. That would have been a fitting way to cap a college career. The native of Needham, Massachusetts. And another whistle with 10:58 to go here in the overtime. The last NHL situation I can think of, Brian, where a championship was on the line, I guess you have to go back to the triple overtime game where in Colorado, Uwe Krupp beat John Van Beesbrook. The last time NHL overtime that decided a championship. And but the difference there was that was a sweep. That was in game 4 of triple overtime. This is one game and done. Next goal in the college season comes to an end.
And another big hit. Buckley again.
That time he rocked Crozier's world. And Hayes gets to it for Michigan. Check there by Reisner. And it's back out at center. Motto on the ice. But it's Hughes coming away. Hunsicker for Michigan. Checked by Farkas now. Banged off the glass. Kicked in by Motto. Turn around. Lippard spun around. Didn't see it. Michigan is a 3-on-2. Hunsicker leaves for her. Tried to feed to Hayes, but it was broken up by the defense.
Mike Motto did a great job of reading that play and getting his stick on it.
Here's Farkas in. Farkas in. Hooked at the last second as he tried to score the goal. Belfay now. Can't handle. Rolled up along the wall and out.
I don't know who got the hook on him at the last minute, but that saved the end of the season goal and the win for BC.
Giveaway. Her on his backhand through the goal mouth. And back out at center. Well, not a whole lot of cautious play by either of these two teams during overtime.
Well, I think sometimes the scoring chance is actually coming. It's not a tremendous scoring chance, but the guy who has the puck is just using extra effort and taking it to the net with everything he's got, trying to make something out of nothing.
Buckley out ahead the center to Farkas. Farkas ripped it, hit the island as well. That also hit the post. O'Leary crossbar, Farkas post, and BC is getting their chances. Michigan will clear the zone.
BC is really taking it to Michigan now. Michigan, I think, is back on their heels somewhat. BC would like to end it right here, but you have to be careful. Don't get caught. You miss with everybody up. Watch out.
Berensweg here at center. And another giveaway. In the neutral zone, and they're just offside. Another hook does the job. How disheartening could it be to hit two posts here in overtime?
Well, it's a little disheartening, but I think it's only when you go back to the bench and the player who makes the shot knows that he just missed being a hero by an inch or two. But overall, the fact that they got some scoring chances, I think is a good boost. I think it's more certainly of a positive than a negative. Here's Farkas. Look at that. He didn't have any room. He just wasn't going to be denied. And there's the hook on his arm at the last minute that probably saved the winning goal. And then here's Farkas again. Again in traffic. Again, not a great scoring chance. He ripped this one off the outside of the short side post.
Face off at center. I don't believe any of the 18,000 fans here at the Fleet Center have left. When we started the overtime, we were already automatic classic if you needed a title for this one. And as every minute goes along, it becomes bigger and bigger for the national championship. We're coming up on 12 minutes played of sudden death overtime for the NCAA title. Berensweg for Michigan. Cross for Jeff Koch. Koch is taken out there. Reisner comes away with a loose puck. Here's Marty Reisner, the leading scorer in the country. Throws in, they go for a change. Turco will field it and fire around the board. And Michigan will throw into the zone. Puck is free. Michigan gets to it. Good play there on Motto to break up the centering pass. Back behind the net. Wolverines well set up again, but this time it's Marty Hughes breaking up the pass.
Good play. The smart players out there will be looking into the eyes of the guys across from them. How tired is he? Does he have much left in the tank? Do I know he's been out on the ice too long? Can I take advantage of him right now?
Here's Andrew Merrick now. Merrick, Crozier does the front of the net. Never got to him because Clemenson covered it up like a ground ball to short.
And good coverage again in front of the net. The defenseman for Boston College did a great job. Rob Scuderi on that last play blocked out any Michigan player who even wanted to come close to his goaltender. Here's Michigan down low, moving the puck, trying to get something going out in front. You can see everybody jockeying for position, and there's the great play by Hughes to knock that puck away. You could see the Michigan player going the outside. I didn't catch his number. He was open. If that puck gets through, that's a backdoor, half a net, empty, game-winning goal. But Hughes made a great play to steal it.
Face-off is won by Boston College. And the Eagles get to it. Wrap it around. Just clearing the zone is Kevin Caulfield. He scored a goal, it seems like an eternity ago. O'Leary is back for it. And cranks it up the center of the ice. Jamie O'Leary still has the puck. O'Leary
College has got some tired guys out there right now. They're in trouble if Michigan can get a chance on goal. Some of these guys are tired, especially O'Leary.
Hey, go!
Back down at center now.
They cross for Fox. Fox lets it go. Clemenson is stopped. Those of you tuning in for baseball tonight, this week at the icing call, forget it. You'll get your baseball from Sports Center. And just as soon as we wrap up, we'll send you to Gary Miller and Bill Pito. They're standing by. And they're enjoying this one with you, I'm sure.
That last shift for Jamie O'Leary was terrific. Watch him wind up here. He'll take it coast to coast, and he stays with it. He gets knocked off the puck a couple of times, stays with it, picks it out of the feet, changed his mind here, tried to hold on to it, then there's a turnover. Give him a lot of credit right after that. He hauled it back down to his own end of the ice because he knew he had the back check, but he was one of at least 2 or 3 really tired Boston College guys.
Otto gets to it for BC, and he'll clear. Boston College here on the forecheck, pretty well set up, but the puck sat nicely for Chris Fox, who was able to carry out the center. Here's Fox, and they were just offside. I think Herr thinks it was him. Well, that's tricky. Herr thinks it was him, but I believe it was the other winger, Bill McCall, who was offside on the far side.
Another thing to consider here, too, guys who wear masks like that glass one make it really difficult. These guys have been playing overtime now. We only have a little less than 6 minutes to go in the 4th period. They're tired. They've been sweating for a very long time. Those helmets and the masks get really, really hot. With all the big hits that happen, your sweat goes all over the glass, and there are times when you can't see very well. If that happens to you in a crucial situation defensively, it makes it really difficult to make that play. And even offensively, a goal scorer might have a good chance. Really can't find the puck well sometimes because that glass is completely full of perspiration.
Hunsicker is back for it for Michigan. Leaves there for Bill Trader. Passed out the center. Buckley went for a break. It's a break the other way. Shot from Melick was blocked by the defense, and the net was knocked off. Buckley gambled there and missed, and he was bailed out in his own end.
It looked like a harmless play because it looked like Buckley would be able to handle it easily. He tries to glove it. He misses it. This is a 3-on-1. Ross Scuderi was terrific. Watch him lay down on the middle of the ice. There was nothing there. Both Michigan guys away from the puck went to the net. One of them probably would have been better hanging back a little bit, looking for any rebounds that might have happened. That was Jeff Farkas that went piling into the net. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but it certainly helped Boston College's cause.
Scuderi needed all 6'1" of his frame. I think that caught the tip of his toe when he made the block. He needed every inch. Less than 5 minutes left in sudden death. Unless, of course, someone scores. Delayed offside. BC clears the zone. Now they fire in. Hunsicker will play it. Leppard is taken down. Belfay misses the hit, but it comes out from Mono. Here's Metzger now for Michigan. Metzger leaves for Langfeld. Back for Metzger's shot. Save Clemenson, who was hugging the post. And now the players get after the Michigan player for the extra shot after the whistle, with 4:56 left in this, what could be a first overtime.
And still they continue to hit. Mike Mata this time really dished out another good hit. He saw his target at his head down. He got a real good piece at him. Clemenson did a good job. He just had to hug the near side post. Decided to not let any rebounds sit around at all. And although they have to take a face-off deep inside their own zone, he'd rather have it that way than have a dangerous turnover.
These two clubs did meet in the 1948 NCAA semifinals, and that went to overtime, and Michigan won that game in OT on March 18th of 1948. But that was only the semifinals. This is the national championship game from the Fleet Center in Boston. Steve Levy, Brian Engblom. Glad to be able to bring you this classic on ESPN. Here's Buckley. Lets it go up high. No problem for Turco with the blocker. Kruger breaking out the other way. Kruger intended. Heavy-duty hip check thrown there by Rob Scuderi. What an overtime Scuderi has had, the freshman. And it's cleared the center.
Scuderi has been terrific in this playoff in general. What a hit that was.
Fox trying to catch BC on a break. Here's a chance in front. Shot saved by Clemenson. How did that one not get in? It was Dale Rominski with the opportunity, and Clemenson, who came in as an underdog, certainly to Marty Turco down at the other end. Clemenson has been brilliant tonight.
Has he ever? Rominski and her. Take a look at this hit first. That is classic hip check. Beautiful. Great hit out there by Scuderi. Oh, yeah. That is great stuff. And then Clemenson smothering everything on the edge of the crease, using that big body. But, oh, man, he could have booted that one into the net himself. He didn't know where it was. Those big legs. He's over 6'2", kicking around there. But, boy, he's been great tonight.
Giving new meaning to the phrase, sit on it, right there.
Yeah.
Motto back for it, off the face-off. Able to get it out the center, but Michigan will fire right back in. Under 4 to go in this overtime. Remember, when this one ends, we'll take you to Sports Center. Gary Miller and Bill Pito standing by. Offside, rather icing there, is the call. They'll bring it back down deep inside the Boston College zone.
Well, what Michigan has been able to do here is make it very difficult for Boston College to come out of their zone. So now Boston, because they're tired, is forcing some of their plays as they come out. Some of their passes are not real good leading out of the zone, so they've had a lot of automatic icings come back into their zone. All this stuff starts to add up for Michigan. And they wear down Boston College slowly, but they got to cash in.
Face-off. Two heavy hitters, Reisner and Herr. One by Michigan, dumped down low, and Reisner is there in his own zone to save the day with the glove. Here's Brian Johnson at center. He's tugged and put down. Here's Herr back the other way. Matt Herr, drop pass. Reisner breaks it up again. Now Reisner is hammered by McCall into the bench.
Billy McCall's handed out 5 or 6 big hits in this game as well.
Herr nearly put himself offside there. And BC comes away. At center, neutral zone turnover. Michigan looking to take advantage, can't. Brendan Buckley is back for it. Leaves for Farkas. And here's Jeff Farkas breaking in. Turco gets to it first and sticks aside there for Bill Traynor. Here's Traynor, the freshman from Canton, Michigan. Swings it around, and it comes up for Justin Clark. At center, Blake Belfay trying to make the move. Belfay's been terrific all night.
Look at the hands on him.
Here's Belfay falling down. The center round. Oh, the chance in front. Leppard couldn't bury it. Mike Leppard looked like when it was a golden opportunity. Leppard scored one of the 2 BC goals. He nearly had the game winner and the title winner. BC is in a post, a crossbar, and Leppard there just fanned on a chance from in front. Here's Fox now. Fox carries deep. Crowd roaring on every pass. Shot! Score! It's Michigan! It's Josh Langfeld! And the Wolverines are the national champions! The freshman scores the title-winning goal! And Michigan will go back to Ann Arbor as national champions.
No such thing as a bad shot. It wasn't the greatest shot. It was from a bad angle. It didn't matter. Michigan, the pressure started to wear down Boston College. Boston devastated. Michigan can't even believe, I think, what they have accomplished. A team that came here last year with a favorite to win, came away empty-handed. Nobody expected them to do it this year. And Jeff Farkas and his guys, Brian Jonta, tremendous effort. To lose, no matter how you lose, is so tough to take.
BC, you really feel for them. they had the 3 best opportunities in the sudden death overtime by far. The post, the crossbar, and the fan in front. And then just seconds after the missed opportunity at one end, they go down the other end. And Josh Langfeld, the freshman, scores the goal. Officially, it'll be from Chris Fox and Scott Matska at 17:51 of overtime. Langfeld, a freshman from Coon Rapids, Minnesota. He's the hero tonight in the college hockey world.
And this is not a scoring chance. It wouldn't even be down as a scoring chance. He'll just come back out of the corner. He'll get a pass and shoot it from a bad angle. Here comes 21. Whips around. Look how deep he was. Throw it at the net. Clemenson opened up the legs just a little bit. Watch the goaltender on this one. The legs will be split just a little. Oh, man, the end of a season, the end of a great night for Clemenson. A shot from the bad angle. Actually, short side, excuse me. I thought that went 5-hole. From our look up here, we'll be able to tell definitely on this one. There he is with his skate against the post, but he'll come out to challenge. Look how small an area that is. Yeah, it beat him on the outside. And instantly, the dejection for Boston College. Oh, my.
Josh Langfeld is one of just 4 Michigan players to play in every game this season. One of just 2 freshmen to play in every game this season. So he's durable. And when it was crunch time late in this first overtime, it is Langfeld who gets it done. The Ottawa Senators draft pick taken in the 3rd round of this past NHL entry draft. And Josh Langfeld is the hero tonight.
And especially for some of the seniors, you take a look, there are the hats. National champions, University of Michigan. The seniors, the sophomores, the juniors who were around last year for the team that was ranked #1 and were so disappointed, feeling every bit that Boston College is feeling right now. Marty Turco was the guy in net then. They came up empty-handed.
For Michigan, they continue to add to their unbelievable, successful hockey history. It is their 9th NCAA title. That is an all-time record. Their second